Yeah, we about to go live.
That's all right. As long as you ain't slow down.
Act like you got them skate. 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 Go live, I'm finna go live. 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 Go live, I'm finna go live.
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Back to Kings Talk Live, number 99 in the building. Let me tell y'all something, man. We rocking and rolling. Episode 99. Let me tell y'all, boy, that's huge right there. Might have do something big for the 100 episode, but let me know everything looks good, sounds good. Let me get a thumbs up in the building. Let me know we rocking and rolling and we good to go. So, waiting for that thumbs up and we ready to rock and roll. But in the meantime, P-Lo in the building. Says, shout out to the best channel on YouTube, Coach Hayes Football. Coach, I love you, but I'm sorry. I got to watch my Niners. Man, look here. You can watch the Niners on TV, but put me right here on your phone in your lap, man. Come on, man. I get it. I totally understand. But big shout out, man, to everybody in the building. We may not be too long. I always say that, but we end up being long. It is what it is. But let's get this part out the way, man. Let's find out. I think Joe Burrow and the boys put somebody to sleep today, man. 24-17 over the Ravens. The Cowboys, they won their game, of course, 31-14 over the Bucs. Jaguars got put out by the Chiefs, and the Cowboys and Niners going to play right now at 6:30. It is what it is. They trash. I don't want to get in trouble. But anyway, we already got 66 in the building, man. Coach been busy, super busy today on this Sunday. There we go. The producers in the building. There we go with the thumbs up. T. Hines, the other producer in the building. So I know we good to go. As she says, this is the team. We are on the road to 30K, y'all. We almost there. We are less than 100 people away. Let me make sure. Let me look at this to make sure exactly where we stand. But we are close to 30,000. So do me a favor. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please do so. The goal is to get to 30,000 subscribers before February 1st. Definitely gonna make that happen before February 1st, but it'd be great if we could do it today. Let me see where we stand, where we are right now. Hold on. I tell you, technology never want to work when you want it to work. All right, here we go. We are at 29,937. 37. We are 63 away, guys. 63 away from reaching the goal. So like I said, go ahead and hit the button in the process. Let's go ahead and knock this out. The Miami Hurricanes have lost a couple of people. I know it's been a few days now, but Jake Garcia has decided to enter the portal. Now he's out of the portal. He's taking his talents to Mizzou, the Tigers in the SEC. It'd be interesting to find out how that works out for him. But as always, we only big up kids here, so we wish him nothing but the best. Coach Ponce has departed, and he's going back to App State as the offensive coordinator. Sorry, I got to charge up. He's going back to App State as the offensive coordinator. And Ja'Kai Clark has currently entered the portal. I'm not sure if he's landed anywhere yet, so let me know if you know if he has landed anywhere. So Anthony said, Anthony Manzano, go check out my channel. That means you ain't been watching, Anthony. I've done several videos on it. Just did a video earlier today about it. You can see all my thoughts, all my comments, all my everything about the whole Ed Reed situation. So let me tell you something. It's intense. There's a lot going on, and it is what it is. But anyway, let's get this thing rocking and rolling. It's interesting to find out what's going on. Will we find somebody in the transfer portal? Whatever the case may be. As we always get started, as always, down here, you definitely can do your Cash app as your PayPal, as well as Super Chat. That's what I was trying to think of. And for all my Cash App people, it's not a secret anymore. If you donate, I can put you up on the screen now. I figured it out. I got it rocking and rolling. So you guys are more than welcome to do that. Let's go ahead and get this thing rocking, man. We already got 102 people in the building. Let's go ahead and throw this phone number up here. Give us a call, 321-328-8235. You see the number right here below. You're more than welcome to go ahead and give us a call. Let's get this thing rocking about these Miami Hurricanes. And who's next? As you saw in the thumbnail, I have my hip-hop Harry up there. You know that. Go, 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 go. Who's next? Is it Josh Gattis? I don't know. I have not a clue if it's Josh Gattis or not. I want to hear from the people. Let's talk about it. 305 on the line, man. Call or talk to us. Give us your name, where you're calling from.
Coach, you already know who this is.
Anthony,
you don't even have.
You first, baby. So you ain't been watching the channel, Anthony. I'm mad at you, man.
Yeah. No. Like I said, I've been dealing with family stuff.
That's true.
And we just got back from Vegas and stuff like that. And I haven't been able to watch your show. I apologize.
No, you fine, man.
Yeah.
So it did. It says Jakai landed at LSU. So, all right. 2 ACC players out of Miami have landed in the SEC. So it is what it is.
No,
so talk
Jake
to us.
Specifically, I understand why we recruited him and signed him, but when I look at his style of play as a quarterback, I think his style of play fits the SEC better than the ACC, in my honest opinion. His quarterback's play style is more of an SEC style. I'm not saying he's a game manager or anything like that, but how he plays the quarterback position fits better in the SEC. You agree?
Not necessarily. The game is no longer regional. I always said this. Football used to be kind of like the rap game, right? You could tell somebody from the West Coast, you could tell a New York rapper, you could tell Atlanta rapper, Miami, Texas, so forth and so on. The game has changed, man. And it's all due to recruiting, Anthony. Recruiting is no longer regional recruits. You don't have a certain, like if you think about the Big Ten football was known for what? Smash mouth, run the ball down your throat. It's not like that. I know Jim Harbaugh is kind of trying to stick to that. But when you look at Ohio State, you look at all these schools in the Big Ten, they throwing the ball around the yard, man. The game has changed. And so I don't necessarily know if it's a style of play anymore. I know that used to be a thing. I think it's more of a style of offense and the coordinator more than it is a style of play.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's a more pro style. Like the SEC to me is a more in terms of the quarterback play is what I'm saying is that style is more of a pro. Most of those offenses in the SEC are pro style offenses. Pro style offenses and stuff like that, like Bill O'Brien in Alabama and stuff like that. Missouri is a pro style offense, kind of.
Okay. So, yeah, that'd be fine. I don't know. I thought he could run a little bit when he first came out. Everybody was talking about, oh, he can run. He can run. He can do these things. He does those things. His feet are amazing.
I compared to Stetson Bennett a little. Stetson, he has a little bit more talent, but the Stetson Bennett is more athletic than people think he is and stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. That style of quarterback. You when you look at the SEC quarterbacks, they're more athletic than you think. That's what I'm saying.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Most definitely. I can agree with that. But it didn't used to be that way, right? You used to have the guys just stand up in the pocket, get knocked around, they let the ball play.
Peyton Manning and stuff, Eli.
Sure.
Is what you're saying?
Exactly right. But again, do you see it's changing because the game is changing. The game is getting a lot faster. So no, yeah, you're 100% right.
Oh, and I'm not sure if you read my comment what is your opinion on the whole situation with Bethune and Ed going off after they fired him?
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying when I was teasing you about not watching the channel. We've done several videos on that. Just did one this morning, but I know you were taking care of family out there in Vegas. So when you get a chance, go back and check it out. But like I said, I'll just say it very quickly. I believe how he did it, in my personal opinion, was wrong. What he was saying was not wrong. And I'll go through and elaborate that on those other videos. So yeah, when you get a chance, go check those out, man, when you're on your downtime or whatever. And you can go check them out and see my down deep opinion and my in-depth opinion about the Ed Reed deal and the whole Bethune-Cookman.
Yeah. And for me, since we're done recruiting the quarterback position in 2023, honestly, the guy as a Hurricanes fan, want them to recruit really hard is Hayden Garrison from Georgia. He plays at the same school that Trevor Lawrence and Deshaun Watson played at. I forgot what the name of the school is.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's Loudon or something like that.
Maybe.
You know
No, I don't know the name of that school.
And can you has the development of quarterbacks in South Florida gotten better? Because it seems like the past few years it hasn't been at the level of other states. Has it gotten better the past 2 or 3 years?
Past decade? Yeah, I definitely the past decade. I mean, I think we've had some great guys come out of here. I think we definitely could have way more quarterbacks come out of South Florida, but I think it's a financial issue, right? And I think it's an issue of, um,
The
getting
private schools like St. Thomas Aquinas.
no. I'm talking about getting quarterback coaches in here to develop these kids, but these kids don't have that kind of money. When you look
Okay.
at maybe a Trevor Lawrence, or you look at maybe a Justin Fields, or even a Jake Garcia, they have the means to, be coached at a young age. A lot of our kids are just super athletic and they can play the game, but we're talking about real quarterback coaching. And this is no knock to the high school coaches. I mean, I was one of them. I mean, I'm not no quarterback guru when it comes to coaching quarterbacks and the nuances of coaching quarterback. Yeah, I can tell you the read and this, that, and the third, but we're talking about the true mechanics and all of that. That's not Coach Hayes' forte. But you have guys out there that can do that. And I think those guys have a lot more access to quarterback specific training more than what we do in South Florida. And so in saying that, you're starting to see a couple of quarterback, I guess, lack of a better term, gurus kind of emerging in the South Florida area. And some of these guys are probably getting some of that training, but that's what it is, man. But Anthony, I got to roll. We got callers
You
calling
think it's
in.
a lack of funds?
Oh, definitely. I think it's a lack of funds.
You said it was a.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and this is why, for me, I think this is why some of these kids sometimes go to a private school like a St. Thomas or IMG, because they can go there and they have NFL quality quarterback coaching there and stuff like that. So
yeah, to an extent, you're right.
Yeah, thanks for answering my call, Coach. Have a good day.
You too, man. All right, big shout out to Anthony in the building, man. We got us a dono here in the building. We got us $10. Let me pop this on the screen. Got $10 right there from Craig Gordon. $10. Thank you so much. Means a lot, man. I really appreciate that. I know that time is wrong, but I think that's due to Cash App. It is not 11:36 p.m. That's probably where their headquarters is, and it was processed. So the time is wrong, but it happened right now. The minutes are right, if that makes sense. So big shout out to you, Craig Gordon. Thank you so much. All right. Waiting for the next caller. Don't be scared. I know y'all watching the game. Y'all put that game down and listen to Coach Hayes. Coach got something to say. Huh? Cane juice, baby. Ain't nothing like cane juice. Anyway, while I'm waiting on the next call, big shout out right here to Alex Tabio, who sponsors this show every week. Has done so now for years, man. And so Alex Tabio from Pioneer Mortgage Funding, let me tell you something. Anything to do with home financing, check him out. I know it don't seem like the right time to buy a house, but guess what? Get your affairs in order. We want Bethune to get their affairs in order. Get your affairs in order, because home ownership is one of the best things you can do. Think about it. You purchase a home and you already, as soon as you buy that home, you start to earn equity in that home. Get your stuff in order. He's got exciting and aggressive programs, especially for first home-time buyers. It is free to call. It is free to email. His number is 305-205-1697. All of his information is in the description as well. Trust me, he got coaching in his home. I put stuff on the wall. When I was renting it, I didn't want to tear up these people's walls. So now Coach knocking holes in the wall around here. So with all that being said, I appreciate it. Let's get this thing rocking and rolling. What we scared of? We don't want to call in? Here we go, LP. Somebody say, man, I'm just waiting to hear Ms. Wilcox stuff coaching the locker like she always do. I stay getting put in the locker. Ms. Wilcox don't play around. She the real deal, man. But like I say, I know I'm competing against the football games right now, and I totally understand that. But I believe in being consistent, and I believe to stay on time. And I say I come on at 6:30 on Sunday, and doggone it, I'm going to be on at 6:30 on Sunday. I don't care if one person watching or 1,000 people watching like we had earlier in the Coach Me Coach podcast. That was huge right there. All right. Let's talk about this a little bit as we wait. Let me talk about this a little bit as we sit here and wait. Sorry, my phone was going off. Josh Gattis. Here's what I'm going to say as I wait. There are a lot of things that tell stories and don't have to be said. So here's a prime example. Here's a prime example of what I mean. I had a very strong feeling. Hold on, Carla, give me 1 second to finish this point. I had a very strong feeling that Frank Ponce was going to leave. Not that I wanted him to leave, but I felt like he was going to leave. And I had that same feeling about Josh Gattis. Like I say, I don't care either way. My hashtag is in Mario we trust, not necessarily all the other stuff. He's getting paid $8 million to make those decisions about who he wants to coach with and who he wants to coach his team. But certain things tell stories. It's not what people say, it's what people don't say. And when we started seeing these recruiting pictures come out, where they started to do the in-home visits and stuff right before signing day, guess who was not in these pictures? Anybody assume? Can anybody guess who was not in these pictures?
JT.
I didn't see Frank Ponce, and I didn't see Josh Gattis. Josh Gattis gave a shout out to the kids who signed, like the Robbie Washington and so forth and so on. But you don't see pictures of Frank Ponce, the quarterback coach. He doesn't just recruit quarterbacks. He has an area. You didn't see Josh Gattis as the offensive coordinator in a lot of these pictures. Now, I just recently saw him in a picture with somebody. I don't know if it was old or new, but I did just recently see him in a picture on Twitter with one of the recruits. One of the recruits posted, I believe. But you saw Charlie Strong in the homes. You saw Kevin Steele out and about. You saw different people die. You saw different people out and about and around. So I just want to kind of point that out. Something to look forward to as we do this. Well, we got a caller from 719 area code. I'm not sure what that is. Caller, talk to us. Give us your name.
What's going on, Coach? It's KC3. The area code is Colorado, but I'm in Arizona.
Colorado, man. All right, so talk to me, man. Talk to me.
Yes, sir. I mean, I just logged on. I saw ain't nobody on the line. I figured I'd hop on.
I appreciate it. I was over here drowning. I was drowning, dog.
I tried to get in last week. I was like, damn, this is crazy. But yeah, when it comes to the coaches, I feel like it's obvious Josh Gattis is gone, right? Like, if
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
I mean, the recruits. I saw like some stuff today where it was like recruits that are going there for junior day. Like he's nowhere to be found. He hasn't talked to me in weeks. And for me, it's like in a professional world, if you stop doing your job for weeks, unless something personal is going on with your health or your family or something like that, like that.
So who said that? A recruit said that? It was a recruit said that?
Yeah, so they got the Battle Miami tournament going on in Miami right now.
Okay.
And they done had probably 100+ recruits on campus the last few days across the 24-25 class. And the multiple interviews, all the wide receivers have come out and said Josh Gattis was not there. And nor have I heard from him in a couple weeks. So it's like the writing seems like it's on the wall. Unless something drastically changes, right? Like, who knows?
And you know what's interesting about that? Like, you know, again, this is a podcast. We talk about stuff. We speculate all the time. We assume we know, and that's cool. But that right there, I told you, and I didn't know this. I told you something is in the water stirring up. Now, maybe there is something from a personal side that has not been publicized. I have not heard anything. And if that's the case, I wish him nothing but the best with his family, prayers up, and all of those things.
100%.
If not the case,
you can't not show up to work.
Do you find that problematic? I don't think that he made the decision not to show up to work. Do you think somebody else may have made the decision?
Yeah, I don't know. If I had to guess what was going on, I would say when someone gets paid the amount of money Josh Gattis gets paid, which is into the 7 figures, we're talking millions of dollars here. Sometimes those contracts are set up in a way where it's more advantageous for the university if that person finds another job before they just go out and fire them, right? Mm-hmm. And not only that, but I think that could be at play. But I also think, like, when it comes to Mario, it's not a good look for him to go out and fire the Bros Award winner after 1 year, regardless of how bad the season was. it's bad PR for other coaches that might be potentially interested in the job after he goes somewhere else or is replaced, right? But you don't want to have a job where it's marketed as, hey, if you come here after winning the top assistant in the country award and have a bad year, your career all of a sudden is in the tank, right? Even though that might be the effect, he doesn't want to come out and just fire the man. It'll be first page headlines at ESPN.
True story.
Just my opinion.
No, but you're 100% right. But then now here's the flip side, right? Here's the flip. You said CP?
What'd you say?
CP, your name CP?
KC3.
KC3, I apologize.
Yep.
So here's the flip side to that KC3. And Edward just brought this up in the chat. Here it is. Boom. I was looking for it. He's right in my face. Edward just said, Coach Hayes, but when you wait this long, it limits your options at OC to hire. So now, are you willing, and I'm asking you, KC3, as the new HC1,
yep.
Since we're doing all these initials, KC3 is the new HC1.
Yep.
Talk to me. Is it better to optically look bad by maybe potentially getting rid of a guy early, even though he's a Broyles Award winner and all of that?
Mm-hmm.
Or you keep a guy waiting for him to find a job, but yet you lose potentially some of the top guys to other jobs because, like, hey, this guy has a job already.
Yeah, no, I don't like the process, right? Like, I don't like how long it takes Mario to make these hires and decisions. But I feel like with this one, the domino that needed to drop first was Ponce, because Ponce is Mario's boy. Like, they go back to when you was working at FAU, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to take care of your people, right? So Mario ain't gonna fire Ponce after he left the OC job at Appalachian State, and so he needed to get a new job. Him getting that App State job opens the door, because you can't hire. It's very hard to find a qualified offensive coordinator that doesn't coach quarterback, right? You can't. It's very limited amount of offensive coordinators out here coaching wide receivers. They need to be able to coach quarterbacks. And then ideally, if I was the coach, right, ideally, I'm going to bring in at least one person, AKA the wide receiver coach, that knows my system. I think, like, when we look at Mario's staff in general, the defensive staff, okay, they come from some of the same principles, right? But the offensive staff was just a bunch of dudes who did different things, had different philosophies, put all together into a staff. And then because Mario did hire them so late, it's like they got hired second week of February. Spring football starts 2 weeks later. It becomes more difficult when you're trying to. Everybody has their own philosophies on how they want to do something, and then all of a sudden you don't have the time, and like it's just not what you might be comfortable with, right? So I'm talking a lot, but I say all that to say I would hire an OC soon, and then allow them to have input on at least the wide receiver coaches they bring in, so that we can have some continuity on the staff, and like we can help build the system out quicker than we did last year. Because I think that was a big problem last year when you look at like the track records of these coaches not mixing together.
So here, and you bring a great point. I've always said that we all of our coaches have been great in their own right, but none of them have been great together. I always use the Voltron analogy, right? Everybody's their own piece, but they don't know how to come together to become, the one fighting machine.
Yep.
Here's what here's another question that I ask. One, if Josh Gattis is out searching for work or jobs or whatever the case may be, what's taking so long? I'm just posing questions. I'm just a guy today posing questions to the chat, to callers, whatever. If you're a person worth your salt, why does it take you? Like, we haven't played in over a month, bro. We have not played since November.
Yeah.
So it's about to be 2 months, 60 days. We have not played. So my question is,
I mean, he got leverage, right? Like he got the leverage because he makes $1.5–2 million a year. When you have that leverage, and there could be a potential buyout involved, right? And we're talking big numbers. And why would he leave he could probably go get a wide receiver coach job right now somewhere.
That's
and
fair.
take $1 million demotion, right?
That's fair. Good shot. I
But,
like it.
But like, why would he have any incentive to do so? So it's like, if he can't find something that he feels is worthy of the level that he is as a coach, then you sit back, you interview Mario, and you have some kind of deal in terms of try and find something. Hopefully there's a drop dead date on that. It can't be forever. But if you can't find it, then it's like, we got to go get some lawyers involved, and we got to knock out this negotiation so I get my money.
So real quick, that's a great segue into I don't know. Laugh Out Loud 305 gave $20. I appreciate it. He says if they fire him, they will have to pay his buyout. If someone hire him, then they pay his buyout. We already overpaid U of M for his service. I guess you're talking about Michigan. We already overpaid, I guess, Michigan, for his service. But here's my flip then. See, like, this is why I have so many questions. And you had a great comeback, and I thought that was awesome. It is not trying to be a gotcha moment. It's more of a brainstorm of like, hey, what's going on? We're trying to like solve this mystery,
right?
Out here with just some clues. So then, to your point, I think you're exactly right. You're exactly right simply because, okay, he does have the leverage. I don't have to go look for a job, right? So if that's the case, and I may be wrong in saying this, why is he not being put to work then? Why is he a $1.7 million dude? And I don't see him on recruiting unless, like I said, unless there's illness in the family. And we understand that, but nothing I don't think publicly has been stated, at that point. But
and therein lies the problem.
And therein lies the problem. If he's a $1.7 million dude and we cutting him a check every 2 weeks or every month, some schools get paid every month. Most colleges get paid once a month. It's been 2 months.
Yeah. And that's where this can't drag on forever. And I don't know when that day is, but Judgment Day has to come and a decision has to be made. And I said this a long time ago. I thought, like, before signing day, I'm like, I would like to hear, or right after signing day, right? I'm like, I would like to hear from Mario. Just either I believe in my staff and what we're building, and I look forward to next season, or we're evaluating our staff and we might make some decisions. We might make some changes, right? And I don't know, obviously, as a fan, it's like, you don't know what they're telling the kids, right? But I look at it as 2 missed opportunities 2 years in a row for Mario. And this year, it didn't really matter that much. But what the missed opportunity is, this huge junior day event in January where we got kids coming down from all around the country and we don't have a full staff. This is 2 years in a row where we've missed out on that because we don't have a full staff. A quarterback coach, a wide receiver coach. Those are 2 important positions that are heavily recruited down in South Florida, and the best talent is down there right now. So I look and I'm like, the length of time this is taking for me is way too long. And and not only that, but I look at all the issues that we had offensively. And a coach only has, this, as a coach, you only have so much time in the day. You only have so much time in the day to work with the other staff members. And this staff desperately needs to be in a room when they're not recruiting, figuring out this offense so we can get back to being a respectable team.
That's fair.
And that's just time lost every single day we don't have these coaches here.
No, and again, that's fair, right? And so right here, Derek brings up a great point. He says, look at Alabama. They got random coaches. So explain that. And Clemson hired TCU, and he didn't bring nobody with him. Explain that. I'll give 2 quick explanations, and you're free
Go ahead.
as well, caller, to jump on in. So, Derek, how I look at Alabama is the system philosophy has already been established, right? Now that OC really has to come in and fit his system into their system, if that kind of makes sense. It's easy for me to look at this play on the board. Say I'm a new OC. I come, or let's say KC3 is a new OC. I've been here established. The players know. You come in and you want to run this smash concept, and you call it smash. Fine. But here at Alabama, we call it corner, just whatever. It's easier for you as one individual to change your terminology than because the stuff has not been established at Miami. I'm only assuming that. And so those are the things how I'm looking at it. And the same thing with Clemson and TCU. Dabo has established so far as what he wants. And through that conversation, the same thing. The TCU coach may come bring his style, but guys, concepts are concepts. You got high-low concepts, spacing concepts, you got a smash concept, you got vertical concepts, and it really comes down to terminology more than anything and very, very subtle nuances. But when everybody's coming from everywhere, now we all have to agree this is what it's going to be on. Maybe that's just kind of vague, Derek, but I do appreciate the question. It makes a lot of sense. And that's what it is. But to laugh out loud 305, I appreciate that, the $20. Do you have any take on that, KC3?
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with you. I feel like with Alabama, we look at what they did with Lane Kiffin when they reinvented themselves. Saban, in the simplest way, he took down notes and created a system that could be replicated regardless of who the offensive coordinator is in that position. And that's where Mario has to get to. But we have somewhat of an identity crisis. We don't know where we're at. We don't know what we necessarily want to do. And when we put all these philosophies together last year, it was a jumbled mess, and it looked like a jumbled mess. On the Clemson side of things, Dabo has a system, right? But Dabo's bringing in Garrett Riley because his system is stale. He hired the other offensive coordinator from in-house. He hired the defensive coordinator from in-house. And they hadn't had any drastic coaching changes except for Jeff Scott going to UCF, and then last year, finally, Tony Elliott left. But Dabo means new ideas. And that is why he hired Garrett Riley.
That's a great point, right? New ideas. Maybe you have your guys who keep the continuity in the rooms. They like their coaches. But I like that. You do need guys with new ideas. And that is something I thought Miami, which they didn't do last year under Manny Diaz, meaning from the defensive side, what they knew from Manny Diaz, what they knew. Now, this way, I thought with this staff, I have to be honest now, this is something I said prior to the season. I was excited because you had a great mixture and combination of old and new. What do I mean? Coaches who've been around for a long time, they've experienced a lot. You know, your Kevin Steele, your Charlie Strong, so forth and so on. But then you brought in some young blood like Jamil Adai, you know, Jason Taylor, for instance. You know, so I thought it'd been a great chemistry. But I did know, and I did say that they did have to find a way to work together. And I'm not saying that is the case because nobody knows. But I was just saying that was the biggest hurdle they had to cross, was the ego hurdle, if that's the case, and how to mesh together, you know, how to work together. Because I'm telling you, I've been in the room, man. How you gonna tell me I've been coaching 40 years? You've been coaching 4. And there you go. And from there, it's button head. So, yeah, I guess that's my point.
That's the thing we don't see as fans, right, Coach? Like, I was an athlete not that long ago. My position coach hated my head coach and would talk about our head coach in our position meetings. They couldn't stand each other.
I've seen that
and
too.
That's the kind of I don't want to cuss on here, but that's the kind of stuff that we as fans don't see. And we just assume, because like you said, individual parts can be great, but as a unit, they don't always mesh together.
Yeah, we see it all the time. We see that. I mean, I'm telling you, that goes on so much in coaching. You know, you get guys that says something slick to somebody, personalities just don't mesh. That happens a lot too. There are a lot of personalities.
Or players gravitate towards a certain coach. Like, players naturally gravitate towards a certain coach. One coach don't like that for some reason. And
listen, I've been through that too, bro. I'll tell you a story. Since nobody's calling in, we just gonna ride out. Hey, until they start calling, unless you got to go, I'll just ride out. You be my co-host for the day, man. Yeah. All right. Well, y'all do me a favor. Everybody do me a favor. Y'all clap it up for the new host, KC3. Y'all clap it up. All right. Hey, KC, as soon as I said that, somebody started calling in. There's some haters out here, KC. Hey, this right here is this is co-host egos. They don't want you to be great, KC. They already calling in, bro. But anyhow, I was gonna say I've been through that, man, where I was a younger dude, right? I'll just tell you at FIU, I was younger, and I could relate to those guys. And being at FIU, a lot of those kids I either coached or coached against at some point in their high school career. Being from Miami, a lot of those kids were from Miami, South Florida. So I either coached them in an all-star game or something, saw them at Little League. You know, I'm not in coach anymore. I was trying to, how do I say this in high school? Try to get some talent. I was part of the talent acquisition committee, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So we had relationships. And so I've been through that. We would talk. They'd be like, "Cole, what's up?" We'd be chopping up about, I remember talking to a kid about a game where he played at Booker T and I was at Nolan. We coached and the lights went out. And we were laughing about it. I say, "Man, what, you remember that game?" Be like, "Yeah, Coach." Another coach came to me and was like, "Coach, these are my kids. Let me coach my kids."
Yep.
I'm like, "Coach, we talking about the lights in a high school game. What are you talking about?" Like in my mind, I'm like, "What are you?" It's not like I say, "Hey, man, don't listen to what coach saying. This is how you need to do it." We're talking about the lights from a high school game. And they get mad. So I've seen that, bro. Trust, man, if I could tell y'all half these stories, boy.
Man, Coach, I done seen all kind of crazy stuff. Like, I was a D1 track athlete, right? And I had a coach. We had a coach that came in. Dude was a dog on the recruiting trail. One of the other position coaches can't stand him because he out here landing talent left and right and like wanting more resources, right? Like there's a internal battle always in that, like when it comes to like running a program, right? Like a wide receiver coach don't just want to take 2 wide receivers because that's what the numbers say. He like, I want 3, right? D-line coach, he got 3 dudes, but he like, I want 4, right? And like that kind of stuff happens. And like, there's so much ego involved sometimes that can, honestly, it can break up if your coaching staff is not in sync. And I'm not saying this was the case in Miami, right? But it looked like it from an offensive standpoint. If your coaching staff is not in sync and like cannot, and there isn't some kind of camaraderie, that's so important, then it's hard because that will trickle down into the performance of the team, right? If you've got selfish coaches, and I'm not calling anybody selfish, right? But if you've got those egos, then that position group might have an ego. And that position group might rub one of the other position groups the wrong way. Like there's so much that goes into winning and building a culture.
Yes. Listen, I've seen 2 coaches get into it in the recruiting room. Because as you know, coaches go out in areas, right? This coach has maybe Florida, Georgia, Alabama. Another dude did not want to bring in, speaking of a wide receiver, one of the top wide receivers, you know, and say, "Hey, I found this wide receiver kid," you know, and pass him on because he didn't want that guy to do well. Receiver coach finds out about it, confronts him, and boy, it's about to be World War III up in that thing, baby. Because, you know, and again, this is prior to huddle. So, you know, then you really had to rely on your recruiting staff or the recruiting department to get this information out. You know, recruiting was really a lot harder. It was no 247s and all of that stuff. Like those kind of recruiting things that kind of guide you and lead you. You had to pay people to, you know, you had to buy lists from guys who were in certain areas to know who the top players were. And you had to really dig down and do some research and really had to evaluate these players. And you counted on basically your coaching counterpart to bring in, just the same way I would bring you a defensive lineman. I'm the receiver coach. I need you, the defensive line coach, to bring me a receiver. And then I'll take it from there. But, you know, like Shy Guy, dog, just introduce me. I'll get the rest of it done. But I've seen those type of things, bro. And it is god awful, man. It is so unfortunate, but you see that a lot. And again, none of the things I'm talking about, I'm saying is happening at Miami. But I know these type of things do happen, in that sense, man. So, you heard about the whole, and again, I don't know how true the story is, Casey, but you heard about the story about, what was it? T. Rob apparently was supposed to be bad mouthing Jamil Adai for Kamani McLean and all this kind of stuff. Now, again, at least they rivals, but still, the fact that you're gonna bad mouth another coach and not sell your program. Don't bad mouth me. Sell your program. But it's tough.
It's a dog eat dog world in college coaching, right? It is not for everyone, and it's not for the weak. And the thing is, we see 5 and 7 as a collection of what happened throughout the season. But 5 and 7 don't just happen on Saturday, right? When you go 5 and 7, yes, they have to tear this down. Some of it is on the players, some of it is on the coaching, some of it is on the infrastructure. And that's what Mario's task is. He got to tear. It's like you can put a Band-Aid on it, but no, it got to a point where it's like you got to tear this thing down. Miami's been a 7-win program for the last 15 years. Tear it down, get all the kinks out. And if we got some hardware in here that's not doing the job right now, we got to get it out. This year for Mario is we need consistency. We need consistency in the coaching staff. These kids need consistency. It's a shame. It's a shame that someone has to. It's so easy to recruit against right now because it's like if I was recruiting against Miami and I was at, let's just say, Florida State, for example, and I would just straight up tell them, if I'm Dugans, I'm like, how many wide receiver coaches has Miami had in the last 10 years? And how many have we had? Right? The turnover at Miami is on a whole nother level. At least I know there's always turnover in coaching, but particularly with Miami, it's like your kids who are going to school there, those people are not going to be in those seats most likely when your kid is going through it and they need help. And that is what Mario has to break. So whatever these staff decisions are, we need to get people in the building that are going to be here for a long time, because that consistency over time is what makes programs great. And I know everyone talks about Saban, right? But Saban is on a different level, and he was there with Kirby. He was there with Lane. Those dudes, it takes time to get to that point. But we're in the beginning, and in the beginning, you need that.
Right. No, you're 100% right. Those are the things that it's got to take time to do. You got to take time to build these things, and that's just what it is. I'm trying to see, does 247 do this? I was trying to see who was the lead recruiter. They used to have on their thing. They used to have a PR. Yeah, I don't see it. I've been looking. I've been looking. If you guys can find it, I've been looking to find out.
Who are you looking for?
Any wide receiver for Miami. I don't care who it is.
Oh, right now?
Yeah, the 23 year.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I can do it.
I've been looking. I don't see anything up here. View recruiting profile. Maybe that's maybe they've changed it. Okay, no, I see it. I found it. All right. So yeah, his primary. Okay, so Nathaniel, his primary is Josh Gattis. I was just trying to make sure that the primary recruiter was the position coach. I guess that was my biggest fear. Was okay, I'm gonna have a real issue if this dude is not the primary recruiter, bro. That's gonna tell you a lot too.
That goes, though, coach. Hey, you know how that goes too, though. If someone is just too much of a task, and then I gotta run. This is my last point on Gattis. As an offensive coordinator, you have so much going on. You have to be able to run the offense, game plan. And then there's a reason why they coach quarterbacks outside of it just being the most important position on the offense, right? There are only 3 or 4 of them in the room and only one plays for the most part. Being a wide receiver coach, you need to be in control of 15 dudes. Mm-hmm. And then 3, if you're running 11 personnel, you got 3 wide receivers out there. Mm-hmm. All of them need to know exactly what they're doing. So the time, it's just the time amongst bodies, not the time in general, the time amongst different bodies and making sure everybody understands what they're doing on top of everything else In my mind, it just doesn't make sense. The only time that I've seen an offensive coordinator not coach quarterbacks and it work out is when the head coach himself is a former quarterback or is a part of coaching the quarterbacks and it's really his offense.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell you something scary. As I look at this list, I didn't even realize this. I may be wrong, and my eyes may be tricky. I've been on this computer for a while today. There are only 2 wide receivers in this class, Robbie Washington and Ray Joseph.
Yep.
And they pretty much, I don't want to say identical, not to insult anybody, but we're talking about their style, their size. There's nobody even in the transfer portal. I think somebody did mention that earlier. Like this dude not even in the transfer portal, and we lost quite a few bodies.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let Edward start calling in, but yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna let you go, Coach. But look, as a wide receiver, why would you go to that? Why would you go to Miami right now when you know the offensive coordinator, who is also your coach, is on eggshells and could be gone at any time? You don't know who your position coach is gonna be, the person that you're gonna spend the most time with, and you don't know what system you're gonna be running.
Right. Well, I'm gonna let you go, co-host, because I got other callers calling in. But I appreciate you, man. Thank you for spending the time with me, man.
Yep. Talk to you soon, Coach.
All right, go Kane. All right, we got another caller in the line. I believe it's my man, Edward. Edward, talk to us, man. I would say give me your name, but let us know where you're calling from.
I'm calling from South Carolina. You're Clemson fan, but my one knack in this whole Gattis.
Hold on. Whoa, Edward. I know you're a Clemson fan. You tried to slide that in there, Edward.
Yeah.
You know what I got to do? I hate to do it to you.
Hey, go ahead, man. We've been running a conference for so long. It's okay.
I hate to do it to you, but I love to do it. Hold that chin out. Get out of here with that stuff, man. Anyway, go ahead, man. Talk to us, man.
But no, the one thing I don't get with this whole Gattis thing was the thing everyone was talking about with Dabo is, he ain't going to fire Streeter. He turned around, fired Streeter, was willing to pay Streeter's buyout of $2.2 million, and then go out and get the best offensive coordinator he could find, which is Garrett Riley. But with Mario, I'm seeing him sit on his hands and do nothing. But the thing that makes me laugh is y'all got a dude by the name of John Ruiz who is willing to just fork out money. Why don't he just pay the buyout like most donors do? I mean, it's not goes back to the school. It goes on the donors anyway. So I know people don't really know that, but I mean, you could just fire him, eat his $1.5 million, or I think it might be $2 million, and then John Ruiz just gives it back to the school anyway, and it's hunky dory and no one matters.
Yeah, it's all a write
But
off.
waiting, I mean,
yeah.
I
mean, $1 million to a billionaire is peanuts, right? $1 million to a billionaire. Like, think about it. In order to have $1 billion, you need 999 million plus one more million. So it's like $1 to $100. You know what I mean? I totally get it. But no, you're right. And that's what bothers me. That's what bothers me. If you're going to make that move, I'm not saying he should. I'm not saying he shouldn't. Coach Hayes doesn't care. But if you're going to make that move, why are we waiting so long? Because here's back to my previous point. I wanted to bring this up to KC3. We are now going in the same we're on the same track we were last year. You remember this fan base chat? Oh, we don't have an OC because we're waiting for the playoffs to finish. We're going to get a guy from the playoffs. Okay, cool. I like that. Well, the playoffs come, the playoffs leave. We're waiting because our person is going to come from the national championship team. Okay, that sounds good. I like that. Well, the national championship come and gone. No. We're getting somebody from the NFL playoffs. Oh, okay, cool. I like that. NFL playoffs came and they went. No, our guy's coming from the Super Bowl championship team. Oh, really? Okay, I like that. And then we go back to Josh Gattis, who was at Michigan the whole time. Same thing with Kevin Steele sitting on the couch. So I say that to say, if that's the case, then let's go get the guy. Let's find out who we want, throw the money at the dude, and let's make it happen. That's just how I look at it. Maybe I'm wrong in my approach. Maybe I don't know any better.
I'm 100% with you because, if you look at what Clemson did, Clemson was in talks with Garrett Riley, had to be before we even fired him because we had the board had already approved him, his contract, everything, 46 minutes or 56 minutes after Brandon Streeter was fired. He was already hired. So we were already in talks, which is legal. You're allowed to do that.
Edward,
But
that's
my thing
point.
with this, like,
coaching goes fast. No, I'm sorry to cut you off, but that's my point. Guys, people don't wait. In coaching, you don't wait. You make things happen. You go look at Dan Lanning. I keep bringing this up from last year. He was the defensive coordinator trying to win a national championship, the first one in 40 years, and he still was putting his staff together in the process. Guess what? I can't look at film on the way home. So on my drive home to my wife, I'm going to call Coach Hayes to see if he want to coach. On my way into work, hey, I'm going to call Edward to see if he want to coach. I'm making moves when it's time. You're not just sitting around waiting. And that's the point that I'm trying to make. And you just brought up a point. Within minutes, they already knew what the deal was. Look here, bro, you out of here in the same day. Hey, we hiring this guy.
Yeah, I mean, you look at TCU, they waited 3 days maybe to officially hire Kendall Briles, who was another top OC on the market. I see everybody say, oh, man, we're going to get Cliff Kingsbury. I mean, I don't know if anybody sees that. That boy bought a one-way ticket to Thailand and told all teams, I'm going to sit out next year because I want $30 million for 1 year. And, I mean, he'd be dumb to pass that up, right? So, I mean, I just don't know what you do. I mean, you sit on your hands and you limit your options to damn near nothing. And because realistically, when you're waiting this long, what OC in their right mind is going to take the job, especially a great one, going to take the job last second, come in and just have to roll with what he's got? I mean, you're asking a lot out of a man to do that. I mean,
and here's the beauty. Can I be honest? If you want to do it, Smooth, I'm going to slap you up, Smooth. As soon as I finish this call, tell Smooth, say, coach on that cane juice. That's right. Coach on the cane juice Saturday. I ain't tripping. But here's my thing. Here's my deal, Edward. If I wanted to hire somebody, right? Check this out. I'm going to show you how you be nasty about it if you want. If I wanted my OC and I wanted Josh Gattis to find a job or whatever the case may be, I'll go hire the dude. I'll go hire a dude right now. I'll put him in Ponce space. Right? He'll be the quarterback coach or whatever. And then, we all do that continuing on blah, blah, blah. And I fire my man. And I'll tell Josh Gattis, you got to this time to get a job. We have a buyout. We're going to have a standoff here. Let's have a standoff. It's nothing but money. $1 million is not a lot of money to these programs. Let's be honest, guys. $1 million is not a lot of money when it comes to these Power 5 football programs. I know I'm exaggerating, but bro, Edward, they might spend $100,000 in just copy paper, bro.
I mean, you're not wrong. You just look at the football facilities y'all just are trying to build that ain't got approved yet. I mean, that's way more than $1 million, right? So, yeah, I mean, it's not like y'all don't have the money. It's just, I don't know. It seems like it's just being stubborn. I mean, to be 100% honest with you. Or he's staying, and I don't know if Mario is, how you want to say it, soft when it comes to these things, because if he had this killer instinct like a lot of people says he has, he would have fired him on the spot and tried to go out and get Garrett Riley or someone like that. But it's looking like y'all are trying to contend for Wake's OC, which is the rumor, which is crazy to me because that dude's turned down multiple head coaching jobs over his last 16 years of Wake to stay there. And then you're going after Marcus Arroyo, which is the same guy that was at Oregon, which runs damn near an identical system to what Gattis runs, which, I mean, that's what Mario runs. I don't know what people really – I mean, he'd have to, like Saban did, just give up the keys to the car and say, all right, well, I give up. My offensive philosophy don't work. Because, I mean, Mario's always run a heavy run system. Power runs is what he wants to do. He wants to build his O-line and run the ball. Passing is second. I mean, I don't – so I don't know what he's going to do. It just doesn't make no sense to sit on your hands and wait this long. Because at this point, like the last caller said, you had over 100 people on campus for this Miami Battles 7-on-7 tournament, and there was no OC on site.
Isn't that crazy?
So I mean, who is like, hey guys, this is the vision of the offense for you. This is how we're going to use you. This is, I drew up this play just for you, which is what a lot of these schools do. They show them a play, like Brandon Ennis showed them a play that Marvin Harrison ran, or a play that, name whichever one, Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, like, this is you. This is where we're going to put you in our offense. This is what you can do, so they can visualize what they're going to do. They were just walking around shaking hands and taking pictures.
Bro, I'm just trying to get
that just seems like a huge missed opportunity on that one.
Bro, we got a camp going on, and the OC is nowhere to be found.
And everybody can be like, oh, well, he's leaving. That means he's leaving. But that looks terrible. I mean, who is selling this to the dream or the image or whatever you want? Who is selling this product to these players? The offensive line coach?
In the words of Ed Reed.
Or is it just Mario?
Hey, in the words of Ed Reed, where they do that at? The offensive coordinator.
Down there, I guess.
Oh, my God, bro. Hey, big shout out to Norman, man. Appreciate you for the $12, man, on PayPal. Thank you so much, man. It really means a lot. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much from Norman, all the way from Hawaii, man. So aloha, my brother. But back to your point. Like, Edward, I appreciate you, man. I know you're a Clemson fan, but you do come in with an objective lens, and you're not, you give credit where credit's due. You slap us around when it needs to be. I get it. But like, these are the things that you say to yourself, like, and maybe it's not for us to understand, but it's not normal business practice. Maybe that's why I have a hard time with. I'm okay if you're unorthodox a little bit here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But bro, how long are we gonna wait?
You think about it, you've been coaching for you said 40 years.
No.
Just imagine that. Have you?
I look that old. Oh, golly.
Well, I thought that's what you said. I thought you were using you as a thing.
No, I'm talking about coaches.
Just imagine. When have you ever seen that in your whole coaching career? Have they waited till last second to try to hire somebody to fill a spot that is more important to most spots? Because let's be real, you fire Ponce. If you fire Gattis, that means you need a wide receivers coach and a quarterback coach, which most OCs is the quarterback coach. So that kind of makes sense. But you waiting so long that it hurts you.
Like, recruiting is open. Recruiting is out. People are out on the streets. How do I want to? Okay, there's a young man at Chaminade. What's his name? Jojo
Trader.
Trader. If I'm going to recruit Jojo Trader right now, I have to be honest. Let's say he has the same mindset as Brandon Enos, where he understands his value. He understands the recruiting process. He understands how to ask the right questions. I don't know this much about JoJo Trader, but I'm using him because he's a 24 kid, but I'm using Brandon Enos as a 24 as philosophy side.
Yeah.
And he goes and says, "Hey, Coach Cristobal, man, I really like Miami. I'm thinking about coming here. Well, who's the quarterback coach going to be? Because my success is predicated on the quarterback. I can't go to the NFL if I don't catch a ball.
Yeah.
I can't go to the NFL if I don't know. Like, and then the second thing is, well, what's going on with the offensive coordinator? Are we going to be running what we did last year? Are you guys opening it up? Like, how does that? Can you tell me, Coach? See, these are the kind of questions recruits should be asking, because as they say, it's not a 40-year decision. It's a 4 year. It's a 40-year, meaning your success is, especially at offense, your success is based on what they do. You understand? Luckily, Calvin Johnson was 6'5" or whatever, but imagine if he wasn't that big at Georgia Tech. You know what I mean? Imagine if he, like Ray Joseph would be one of them A or B backs in that system back in the day. But I'm just going back to say, recruits should be, and parents should be asking these type of questions. Coach, what does the offense look like? Is it spread? What are we doing? What does first down look like, Coach? It's 1st and 10, open possession. Well, what are we doing? We running inside zone just to get a feel for the game? Are we throwing jabs or are we throwing haymakers, Coach? What are we doing here? What are the questions?
And I mean, you're 100% right. Cause if you just think about it, the kid's being recruited by Ohio State. So, the kids got these questions lined up because this is how Ohio State recruits. They don't negatively recruit. They just bolster their system. They show you this is what first down is going to look like. This is what third down is going to look like. Look at these plays, and they show you film. And like, this is you right here. Look at Olave or Garrett Wilson. These are the routes you're going to be running. This is how our offense looks. This is the way we do things here. I mean, and then to come back to Miami, and you got all these same, because I'm just gonna say the same things they told me. So, Coach, what is first down, second down, third down? How does your offense look? What are we doing? How are we doing this? And all you can say is, well, right now, I don't know. That's not a great thing to say. I mean, you might have just lost a kid right there. You better really hope they like your school, because, I mean, if you run the system you run now, to your point, you're like, oh man, we only got these wide receivers, and it was Ray and Robbie. Well, in a run first system, the outside receivers, unless they're getting jump balls, they're blocking. So when you're looking at very talented X and Y's, how many of them want to block all the time? Is that not the same reason why wide receivers don't go to Baltimore? Because they run a run first system and they don't want to block 80% of the time. So your system is not fit for great wide receivers to come in and make an impact right away, unless you're okay with getting your hands dirty or your jersey dirty.
Yeah, I just look at it, man. And somebody says, and this is where I'm going back. This is not a shot at you guys, but Eldridge Primer says Mario probably already have his guy. Laugh Out Loud 305 says Mario likely has his guy. That might be true. But we're back to the point. What are we waiting for? That's my point. What are we? Okay, I said this last year. And Coach getting fired up. Take a sip. Take a sip, Coach. Hold on. This is why I'm getting upset. I said this last year, and I remember this as clear as day. Don't remember the episode, don't know the show or the day or time, but I know I said this. I said, if I'm trying, because remember, it took him a long time to get to get his coaches in. And when it took him a long time to get his coaches in, I was saying, what are we waiting on? I'm speaking of last year. These kids are coming in, they ready to work. What is the system going to look like? What is it going to be? What are we doing? What is this? Right now, people are, if you don't think they in Clemson installing their offense already, y'all out your mind. Y'all are literally.
No, to your point, we already have.
Exactly.
We already have. Garrett Riley came in, and the first day he sat down with all the coaches, which to Derek comment the other day, earlier, he asked, Garrett Riley didn't bring anyone. He had the choice to. He met with the staff, talked with the staff, and wanted to go forward with the staff we had on site. So that was his option. The second one was they went through the entire offense, what he's going to do, because this is his offense. We scrapped our old one completely. He handed playbooks out to every early enrollee that's on campus and the football players that are there. And he's gone out to the recruiting trail, and every recruit they've met so far, he's handed their playbook out to that's committed to Clemson. It's already happened. I mean,
so here's my point.
Gatorade player in South Carolina went up there and got his playbook. He's like, man, it's a great trip. Got my playbook. This is going to be an awesome offense. I mean, they're already installing it.
And that's my point. So now, if you're going to fire this guy, then fire him. And if Mario has his guy, hire him so we can get started. Now, I know the guys have been off, but they're back on campus now. They're on campus now. These players have been on campus a week and a half, I guess. You know what happens right now for a returning guy? May not be installing, but now he's correcting. He has now had the GA, student assistants, analysts, or whatever, break down these guys position by position. And then they go through and try to fix all of the problems they had throughout the year because you have a little more time. You're not pressed to play a game in 7 days. So now you walk through, right? When you're not recruiting, you're in the office because you only have 9 guys out. I believe it's still 9, maybe 9 guys out at a time. That one coach that's still in the office, what is he doing? He's meeting with his guys. Hey, man, on your lunch break, stop by the office. I want to go over something with you. Coach Joe is in there talking to Leonard Taylor. All right, see right here, baby. This is what they already got the cut-ups made to get it corrected. But if we're on offense and we don't know what we're doing, bro, it is January 22nd. What are we waiting on?
Yeah, and I mean, what makes it worse is, let's just say Gattis is gone and Miami decides to, or Mario decides to completely reinvent his offensive philosophy, and he brings a spread guy in. None of that terminology, I guarantee you, translates to a power run system. All the terminology is going to change. That means you're going to, just say he hires him in February or March. You're now way behind the 8 ball. You're trying to teach a brand new system with whole new philosophies and word meaning and everything else to a bunch of people that are just relearn, who had to learn a new system, learn all its terminology. So you're just super behind.
I agree.
So that makes it harder.
I agree. So right
that,
here,
that means you're.
I'm sorry, but Eldridge says, Coach, instead of firing Gattis, hopefully he'll find a job to make it look like a mutual. I don't care about optics. You know what optic looks bad? Guess what optic looks bad? Out of every optic, guess what looks bad? Anybody? I'll wait. I know it's about a 10-second delay. I'll wait for the chat. Anybody around here, tell me what optic looks worse than anything else. We'll have to wait just a second. We'll have to wait just a little bit because it's a delay in the chat. There you go, New Buck. First one with it. What do you think it is? 5 and 7. Now, that's a bad optic.
Mm-hmm.
We worried about a dude getting a job? We talking about practice? Practice. I don't care what optics look like. And again, this is all speculation. I don't know what Mario's doing. This is for entertainment purposes. But 5 and 7 looks bad. So we worried about.
It definitely does. I mean,
and somebody talking about the buyout. I don't know the structure of his contract, but most contracts typically are the school that you are released from must pay you out to make you whole. Okay, fine. If he gets another job, whatever his salary is for that school, Miami makes the difference to make him whole. That's usually how it goes. But here's the thing. I have to be honest. Here's the difference. Take the gamble. Take the gamble. Because I guarantee you'll make that $1 million back if you're winning. Go 10 and 2. Yeah. Go 9 and 3. You'll make that $1 million back in hot dogs.
And beer sales.
And there we go. So back to Mo D. What if Gattis isn't going anywhere? Well, then let's get to work, bruh. Where you been for 2 months?
Yeah,
ain't seen you in a picture. Mm-hmm. You're not at the camp. Like I say, barring family, health issues or family issues. If that's the case, I'm apologizing ahead of time. But because there has not been any word, I don't need to know the details. But most time, if coaches are taking off, they'll say, hey, due to family issues, I'll be taking X, Y, and Z off, whatever the case may be. But there has been the word of that. So based on that, if he's going to stay, like I said, I don't care, Edward. Let's get to work, bro. Let's get to work.
Oh, I don't know. I agree with you. And I mean, that whole he don't want to look optically bad. So let me ask you here, how do you think a lot of people looked at Dabo when he fired a guy who was on staff for 15 years in Brandon Streeter? Throughout playing, being a GA, being a quarterback coach, being an assistant, being a offensive coordinator, he has 15 years in Clemson. What do you think his optic was? Oh, man, his offense wasn't working. They went out and made a big splash hire, and this is the hire they need to make. What do you think magically people will be like, man, we hate Mario because he went out and tried to go and get a guy who was proven offensive coordinator to renovate his offense after having a 5-7 season. They're not going to kill him. They're probably going to praise him. But the longer you sit, that makes that hire look worse. Because then it's like, why have you been waiting so long to do this? Oh, well, I wanted to make myself look good. what does that help you do anything? It doesn't help you sell anything to a recruit. It doesn't help you get recruits in the building. It doesn't help you do much of anything except make you look likable.
Yeah. And I have to say this. I may be in left field from here, but the Ken Dorseys right here, Mr. Charles, thank you for the Brian Leftwich. I may be as wrong as whatever. But those guys are not leaving the NFL to be the offensive coordinator for a rebuild in college when they are out looking for an NFL head coaching job. Hear what I just said. I'm in the running for NFL head coaching jobs. And I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to take the workload of a college coach. I don't think y'all really understand the workload of a college coach. The workload, recruiting, every weekend is shot, bro. Mm-hmm. Why? Because recruits are on campus.
Or you're traveling. There's no off season. You're constantly, if you're not looking at a recruit in his face, you're on the phone. You hitting him on Twitter. You DMing him. You making sure he all right. You got to make sure you wipe the milk from his mouth because you want him to come to your school so somebody else don't steal him. In the NFL, none of that happens. It's 53 dudes of 53 dudes in the roster. Yeah, and I mean they're paid to be there. So I mean it's not like these guys aren't going to show up to do their jobs. These kids, if you don't do any of those things you just said, they might not show up for their next visit. I mean, it's that recruiting is that fragile where, like, for an example, you look at Mike Tomlin. I don't know if you heard what he said when they were like, oh man, someone would like to give you a blank check. He said, I'd never accept that. I am not going down to college. I'm not dealing with that. Like, you're talking about, especially some of these older, like Ken Dorsey, some of these older guys do not want to be on the trail 24/7.
It's terrible.
Which is exactly what college is.
Can I tell you?
You got to really love recruiting kids.
Bro, can I tell you how terrible that is? You are chasing 16, 17, 18-year-old kids who feel like they the ish. This is no knock. I'm not saying this. I'm only using it because of make an illustration. Think about this. The amount of time, effort, and energy that the University of Miami, DVD, everybody put into a Kamani McClain. This is no knock. I love the fact, I have to be honest, I love the fact Kamani McClain went to Colorado simply because I think, I'm just saying this straight up, I think that is where he needs to be. I'm going to be very honest. I'm a Kane fan. Y'all may not like that. But I'm looking at it from the amount of effort, energy that was put into that young man. You have him on the hook. You got the fish on the hook. You got him coming to the boat. Your buddy got the net. He ready to pull him in. And here come a barracuda. Like, bro, you know how draining that is? And that's just one player. Do you know how many other players that goes on with? Guys that we recruiting? And somebody come takes them. But here's the flip side. When Miami does that same thing to somebody else, you know how much effort they have to put in to woo a dude away from the school that they were committed to flip a guy? I don't think y'all understand the amount of energy and effort that goes in. That, you know when the easiest, bro, you know the easiest day in college football?
The dead period?
Nope, because it's still working. You still work, believe it or not, you still work. The easiest day on college football is game day.
See, I don't even know if that's true because, like, for example, Ryan Day talked about it. He said, what do you hate? He said, man, I hate having recruits on game day. He said, you know how much time that I got to take away from my team to do all this other stuff that I don't get to actually put effort into doing this stuff? He said, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but
he was like, but man, what I'm saying I got to meet with 12 different people and do this and do that. And
yeah, and maybe for the head coach, I get that, and that makes sense. But he's looking at it from the mindset, right? I'm talking about the amount of energy that you're calling guys, you're meeting, bro. On game day, we used to love game day. You know why? Because when the game was over, the day was over. Now tomorrow's gonna be hell, but game days for me was easier than anything else because the preparation is done. It's either you got it or you don't. You're going to do it. Now, when I say it's more intense, yeah, during the game time, it's more intense. But we're talking about 7:30 in the morning. You know, you do da-da-da-da-da, then you go into practice, then to this and to that. Da-da-da. Oh, my God, bro. And now look at a college coach today. He not only has to recruit the way he was recruiting, he's got to now recruit his own players so they don't leave.
Yeah.
So you're trying to win a ball game, but you're looking at this 5-star that's sitting on the bench, and you're in a tough game, and you're trying to say, how do I fit this dude in here for 2 or 3 plays so I can say, hey, I want to keep him around, but if he don't play in this game, he's going to go to Twitter and be like, I hate this school. They don't like me. People can say what they want to say, but you're different. You're dealing with a different mindset of young man today, Edward. Hold on, I got to make a pause. We got to clap it up. 305 in the building. We always stop at the 305. Hold that 305. 305 people in the chat right now. We always give love at the 305. But anyway, the amount of recruiting you have to do, plus now you got to now start recruiting your own guys. Because this 5-star freshman who was the man in high school and coming out in 247 and fan bases and everybody kissing his behind, and he been a starter since he was in 9th grade. Now he got to come down and sit down for a second to learn the game because he think he know everything. I'm finna leave. But these college coaches
get to play,
bro. It's
and I mean, to your point, there was a article that was written that Peter wrote. Peter had an interview. Peter Woods had an interview in the Under Armour All-American game, and one of the reporters said, "Oh, we overheard that Dion called you." And he said, "Yeah, I told the coach, respectfully, I'm gonna have to decline his offer. I'm all in with Clemson and this, that, and the fourth." And he goes, "So what is that like to you?" He goes, "Man, they recruit me every single day." He goes, "I don't think there's a day that goes by that I don't hear from them." He said, "And I hear from 2 or 3 coaches." He said, "Sometimes I hear from them multiple times." I mean, that's a lot of effort these coaches got to put in. And that's one kid. And I mean, like I said, that just shows you how much effort it takes to get some of these high-end recruits. 3 different coaches are calling him every day from Clemson, multiple times a day. That's a lot of effort and a lot of energy and a lot of dedication.
Think about
it's not for the faint of heart, that's for sure.
A dude that is committed to you, a dude that say, I ain't going nowhere. I went and did an interview about this, put it up, and they still got it. You know why? Because it's like your girlfriend, dog. If you don't call her, boy, she'll be out of there. Jody come slide up in there, and it's over. It's ridiculous, guys, the amount of effort that goes into this stuff. So I said all that to say, when we start talking about these NFL dudes coming down to college especially for a position group or for a coordinator spot, the only way that's happening, and I know I'm about to put my foot in my mouth, but I'm not, if you get fired, which I know Brian Leftwich got fired. But Brian Leftwich got fired for optics.
They need to place the blame on somebody.
Bro, Brian Leftwich just won the Super Bowl with Tom Brady. But how much is really Brian Leftwich teaching Tom Brady? I think they're both teaching each other stuff. But now because the quarterback play didn't look that great this year, people don't want to hear, Tom's getting a little old. He's not throwing the ball with much vigor anymore. So guess what? It's the coach's fault. You think Brian Leftwich forgot how to coach from 2 years? Was it 2 years ago they won the Natty? I mean, the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Bro, get out of here with that, man.
And this is crazy. And the Ken Dorsey ones make me laugh because I've been saying it for a long time. He ain't coming. He's got a head coaching job. The Panthers are more than likely going to hire him. It's between him and Sean Payton.
Bro, they already hired Matt Rule. They hired Matt Rule out of college with no experience. Of course, Ken Dorsey should get a chance.
And Ken Dorsey's the guy who fixed Josh Allen. Everybody wants to say Brian Dable, when Brian Daboll was in the Bills, Josh Allen was still struggling extremely hard, throwing interceptions more than anything. His pocket awareness was terrible. They hired Ken Dorsey the next year, and boom, everything got fixed. And all of a sudden, Ken Dorsey was there for 2 years, got promoted to the OC, and it ain't miss a beat. And now you're telling me this guy has a chance to go be the head coach of the Panthers, where he's going to be able to draft a quarterback. He can pick between any quarterback he wants in this draft and say, I'm going to start my offense with you. He ain't going to do that.
No, you're 100% right.
I mean,
and Edward, here's the funny thing. There's no recruiting. Yeah, you look at players in the draft, but guess what? You got a GM. You got a whole scouting department. Bro, in NFL, here's another thing people don't know. There's a pension. Once you do X amount of years, you get the pension for the rest of your life. Why don't you see coaches flying out of the NFL for college opportunities? You know how many NFL coaches we don't even know their name? D-line coaches, receiver coaches, linebacker coaches. We don't even know their name. We know more college coaches by the position than we know NFL coaches. Why? Because they're so involved with recruiting. That's what they're talking to. You see them do interview in the NFL. When the last time you see them interview the linebacker coach? Unless it's like some special or hard knocks or something like that at the end of the game. You ever seen them interview the linebacker coach?
Never. It's always the head coach or the quarterback.
You very rarely. There are some guys been coaching the NFL for 20, 30 years that you've never heard of. And they set for life. Nah, man. Nah, bro. Ain't no way in the world. These are the things that we're saying. So, like I said, I'm surprised nobody calling in, man. I'm feeling a little touched, man. I have to be honest. Well, that's a wrong word to say, but I'm feeling a little disappointed around here. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Somebody said the pension in the NFL ain't nothing. Guess what? You got it. You get fired from college, it's done data.
Yeah, unless you a head coach, your buyout ain't significant enough to live on for the rest of your life.
Oh, man.
A pension lets you do that.
Yeah. And remember, these guys make money. If they're smart, they put their money away, done the things they're supposed to do, whatever the case may be. And you could take that pension, put it to your grandkids' college fund or whatever, some kind of trust or whatever the case. I mean, that's just more money coming in for you to do certain things because you put the time in. All right, here we go. Great question. Coach, do you think Mario forgot how to build a team since he left Oregon? Ducks fans may have felt the same way, but look at his results. I like that. I don't know if he's forgot, and I have to be very honest with you. I did not follow Oregon, so I don't know how that was built. I know that Willie Taggart was there for a year. Mario Cristobal goes over there. All right, he goes in to Oregon, and he puts the team together. Now, the question is, I don't know if Oregon was in the state in which Miami was in, so far as when you first start. Does that make sense? What I'm saying, guys?
Yeah, I mean they. I don't think they were. I mean, for example, what Mario tried to do off Manny Diaz was pretty much a complete different thing. So it was a complete turnaround. That was a full rebuild. You're gonna have to rip the house up, lay a new foundation, and everything. With Willie Taggart, if I remember correctly, they kept most of his staff in place. I mean, Mario hired the offensive line coach who was already there as a tight end coach, Mirabal. They just moved him over when Mario got the job to offensive line coach and hired a new tight end coach. But if I'm correct, I think Arroyo was still there with Taggart. Pretty much the whole defensive staff was still in place. I don't think he did a whole lot to quote unquote rebuild that staff. Now, when guys left, yeah, he had to make hires, but I don't think it was in the light that he had to do it with Miami, where he pretty much from the ground up put everybody in place.
Yeah, and again, it would be hard for me to answer that. I did not follow Oregon prior to, have not really followed them since. Only thing I really know about Oregon is that they Dan Lanning took the job. He already had a lot of the staff. I want to say 3 or 4 days later, he had, I want to say maybe 80%, 70, 80, 90% of his staff already ready to go in 3 months. So I don't know. Because I'm like I said, I didn't follow Oregon in their building process. So that's why I kind of kind of defer that question to you. But I got another caller calling in, man. Edward, so I'm gonna drop you off, man. Let's see if I can take this 773, man. Thank you, man, for always hanging out with us, brother.
Have a good one.
You too.
Yes, sir.
Bye. What? Get off my phone. What, man? This dude,
man, you come right out of a comic book.
Hey, matter of fact, Edward, I'm about to give you the big daddy. I didn't want to do this to you, but you getting the big daddy slap. I heard that, Go Tiger. Man, this for you. Hey, Diego, come in, handle this. Diego, come on in, man. You got it. Boy. 773, call back in. I missed you, man. I was slapping somebody right quick. I had to go in. I like Edward, though, man. He always supports, man. Cool cat. Very insightful, man. I appreciate it. Anyway. Edward said, laugh out loud. He tried to slip that in on the low. I heard him. Anyway. I don't know, bro. Eldred. Let's keep it real. Mario keep bringing in top 5 classes. Can't help but be good unless coaching is completely terrible. Don't you think these top 5 classes would like to know who the coach is? I would. If I'm a player, I want to know who the coach is. That's all we're asking. So, like, if you're gonna keep them, dog. And Mario, I trust. But let's get to work, bro. I need you at these camps. I need you evaluating talent. I need you in these pictures. I need you in all of this stuff, dog. The OC's supposed to be doing. Now, again, I'm going to say one more time, and I'm going to stop doing this. If it's health things or family issues, then I apologize ahead of time. But if it ain't, I don't apologize. Let's get to work. All right, here we go. We got a 256 code. All right, caller, appreciate you helping me from drowning. Coach was drowning for a second. You got a 256. Talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from.
It's your boy Smooth, calling from the ATL, Coach.
I'm mad at my Hurricane fans. I done had one Hurricane fan, a Clemson fan, and now an Alabama fan. And this show is called Canes Talk Live. Okay, don't worry about it, Cane fans. I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. Go ahead. I'm listening, Smooth.
They ain't got nothing to talk about, Coach. Dion just swiped one from y'all. I know they had to hurt, Coach.
No, not really.
But anyway, Coach, I tried to call in earlier talking about the Ed Reed situation, man. I feel like there was a real deep thing that happened or whatnot. And I know everybody feels different ways about it. Mm-hmm. But me personally, I feel like he definitely went about it the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? You're a businessman. You're a coach. Like, that's just me personally. Like, everybody go through situations where, you know, they feel like they want to voice their opinion of how they feel on social media, and everything ain't meant for social media. You know what I'm saying?
True story.
I'm just listening. I'm on the outside looking in. I don't know what happened, but at the end of the day, I mean, I definitely feel like Bethune-Cookman, they seem like they had some fall into it as well. But it sounds like, Coach, they hit him up like, Ed Reed, you want to be the coach of Bethune-Cookman? And he just said yeah before he even seen what he was walking into. If you on social media complaining about it, you feel me, Coach?
He just went and saw the thing sight unseen. He like, man, y'all need a coach? All right.
He was like, They had a right. Y'all need a coach. Oh, hey, Ed Reed, you want to be Bethune-Cookman coach? Oh yeah, I'll be there when I need to. What day I'm showing up? Tuesday. Okay, I'll be there Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I get it. Like I live this HBCU life, HBCU football life. I lived it, so I know the disadvantages it has. But you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta put your feet down, and it was a better way to go about it. Me personally, you know.
Yeah. No, I totally understand, man. I think he went up there. I think that they may have shot him some boo game, right? They sold him some wolf tickets.
Right.
You know, hey man, we're gonna do
Definitely.
this, we're gonna do that. You saw what Dion got, man. We got the back end, we got the people, man. The board of trustees, they all up on this deal, man. Think about it. The head of our board of trustees is a lawyer. You know, a lawyer's got money,
Yeah.
so he gonna bring in people.
Yeah.
And that Greg Francis is a big time lawyer here in Orlando, black dude.
Right.
He's part of that. Well, I don't know if he
Right.
still is, but he was part of that Morgan and Morgan law firm. So he does a lot of things here around in the community. So he probably thought y'all gonna do it. And then guess what? I've been here a week and y'all ain't moving yet. You know?
Right.
And dog,
But then too,
hey, dog
I
hit
do
that
agree
live button
too.
and it was over.
Right. Then too, like he said, if he walked in the office and he walking in the trash, and they ain't cleaning it up, like they ain't doing nothing. Like I honestly don't feel like the respect was there from day one, for real, for real. Because how y'all gonna give up on this man so quick? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like it was a very emotional decision. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like black people, we are emotional creatures, and we prideful, and sometimes, a lot of times, that be the death of us. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to learn to look past pride. Hey, let's figure this thing out. Like, what can we do going forward? I mean, he definitely could have got on there and at least apologized. They could have started with it. You know what I'm saying? Like how, like Coach Hayes, check this out. At the end of the day, this is how I look at it. Coach Hayes, you hired me to work for you, be on your media crew, right? You hired me to work for you. I pull up. You know what I'm saying? Walk in your studio, I'm like, dang, look at Coach Hayes' studio. Like, look at this trash over here. You know what I'm saying? This don't look right. They ain't doing this right. He ain't paid me in 3 weeks. And I get on social media saying that. Like, how you gonna feel about me, Coach Hayes?
Well, here's the difference. What promises did I make to you? If I walked in and be like, hey boy, I'm finna pay you 10 grand. You know what I'm saying? A week.
Right.
To come do this, blah,
Right.
blah, blah. And
right.
You're right.
Still,
Would I like? I have to
just
say
saying
this. Would I like it? No. Would I be highly upset?
Yeah.
Yes. But the reality of the situation. Yeah, I may fire you, Smooth, and I may slap you on the way out the door. But the inner side, when you walk out that door and I close that door and I'm sitting in my room by myself, my office, I gotta say, you know what? That dude was right. How do I fix? How do I fix it to make my company better? And here's where the fall is. And I didn't want to really get on this tangent, but here's where the fall is. When they fired him, released him, let him go, moved on, whatever words you want to use for getting rid of or separating, insert there at blank. They still did it wrong. You have not named you have not named an interim coach. So who's taking care of the day-to-day football operations? Who's in charge of recruiting? Who's in charge of this? Who's going to be in charge of that? Who's answering phone calls? Who's doing this? What's happening next? What administration? Think about it. Administratively, who has talked to the kids?
Right.
Who from the administrative side has talked to the current players? You saw Ed Reed talk to the players after he found out he was let go or removed, dismissed, whatever. When does the AD come in? Well, he can't because he's playing basketball somewhere. When does the president? When does the assistant AD? When does the whoever's the next in charge in the hierarchy list come in and say, hey, team meeting, this is what we're doing moving forward. That's bad business. So they have, even though
Right.
Ed Reed did it wrong, what did they learn from that? Nothing. Nothing.
That's the killing part about it. Like, didn't nobody gain anything out of the situation. Like, what was you gonna gain even going on now? You know what I'm saying? That's just me personally. I know he was frustrated. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens when you get frustrated sometimes. People want to live their life in front of social media, man.
Now you're 100%
and that ain't
right.
always the answer.
Now, yeah, you're 100% right. Yeah, but back on this, man. What y'all y'all ain't even worth talking about, man. But Smooth, man, how you been, man?
What you want to talk about? Yeah, I've been great, man. I've been great, man.
You know I let you
trying to hold
live.
it down. I just had a son. I got a son. He's 5 months.
Oh man, you ain't tell me, man. Y'all clap it up for Smooth Son.
So
His name Smoothie. Y'all clap it up for Smooth Son. All right. I gotta send him over. Some hurricane gear, some orange and green. Put him in a little onesie.
Okay, so check this out, Coach. I'm around an old Georgia fan yesterday. He gonna have the nerve to tell me that Nick Saban has passed the baton to Kirby Smart. What's your feelings on that, Coach? I know it sounds like ignorance, but what's your feelings on that?
It don't sound like ignorance. It don't sound like ignorance, Smooth. Listen, bro. It don't sound like ignorance.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Listen, bro. Kirby got something rocking right now. He's recruiting well. He's built it up. He's established it. He got the right hires in there. He's got guys moving. And think about it. He lost his defensive coordinator. He's basically taking a blueprint from Nick Saban.
Right.
He took Dan Lanning, won him a natty. Dan got a job. I don't know who the coordinator is over there now. I forget his name. Brings him in. Still wins a natty. The defense still was biting this year. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you what's going to make the difference. Whoever the quarterback is next year for them. See, Stetson Bennett was the stabilizer, right? He was the guy they built it around.
So that's all I'm saying. You got to do it different ways. We didn't did it every way possible. Everything they doing right now, we didn't already done, Coach. Until they do something we didn't done, then I can say he done passed it.
Well, we're gonna find out this year coming. Whoever the new quarterback is, I don't know the rest, but whoever
is Kirby 3P. He a bad man.
Muschamp. Yeah, I forget Muschamp was a coordinator. Yeah, but Muschamp. Guess what? They know each other. See, that's back to because I can steer it back to Miami. That's what I'm talking about when guys work together. Muschamp been working with Kirby Smart way back from LSU days.
Yeah, they know each other.
The Dolphins.
Yeah, they both want to play at Georgia, but I don't think they played together.
Yeah. So those are the
Georgia
things.
Bro, I ain't gonna talk my head off about it though, Coach.
Yeah, they know each other. They know what's going on. Like they know. You don't think Kirby Smart knew what Will Muschamp know what Kirby Smart want? They go in there and talk about, hey, remember we did this, and that? Yeah. All right, let's run that. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah, bro.
They cut now.
Oh man, I see it, bro. Cowboys losing 6-9. What they kicking field goals out there?
I think the 49ers up a field goal. I think the 49ers might win it this year. You think that's a bold statement?
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. But if Will Muschamp, if Kirby Smart does it this year, even if he gets into the playoffs, like significant fight, I still give him a lot of credit. I'm telling you, I still had to give him credit. Like they get to the finals, I guess the Final Four or whatever, and then maybe even get to the game, and possibly if they lose it, bro, to do that now 3 years in a row. So
right, they bad. What? Let's talk about these Canes. What these Canes gonna do? So how you feeling about them Canes?
Let me tell you something.
Give me your thoughts on the Miami Hurricanes.
Give me something, man. My Canes finna
Yeah,
ball.
Coach, give me.
My Canes finna be
Yeah,
ball. My
yeah.
Canes finna ball out, dog. Y'all don't want none of this pressure.
Yeah.
How about this? Y'all want some pressure?
Stop it.
Meet us in the playoffs. Playoffs?
Okay.
Playoffs?
That's
Playoffs?
the only way we gonna. That's the only way we gonna see y'all is in the playoffs.
Then you be lucky not to have 2 losses from us. Then you just get 1. Smooth. Huh?
You on that cane juice for real, Coach. You need to put that cane juice down.
Matter of fact, I'm finna pick it right on up. Watch this. What? It can't
I
just
know y'all looking good. Honestly, y'all looking good. Y'all got some good players coming in. Bang, I love Bang.
I do too. Man, I got an 843 call. I see him be calling in. Oh, I can't. I got an 843 in. But no, we got some good callers calling in. I mean, callers. We got some good players coming in, man. You know, I just want my coordinator, whoever it's gonna be, let's get going. That's all I'm saying. Let's go.
Exactly.
Ain't no days off, bro. No days off, dog.
Yeah,
we've
waiting
had
on y'all
coaches
offensive
hired and
coordinator
fired.
right now, right?
Listen, we don't know. We've had coaches out there hired and fired, or fired and a new one hired in less time than what we know what's going on with ours.
Yeah.
Think about it. We fired a quarterback coach, haven't even replaced them yet. Are we waiting to see if the coordinator is going to be a quarterback coach? Like, why does it take so long? I don't understand why the vetting process takes so long.
Right. You should have had somebody in mind, like ready to sit right in. At least think about somebody. That's how it took y'all a minute to get y'all, even y'all whole coaching staff right this first year for real. That definitely didn't help any.
Nah, man. But yeah, we went over that. Reggie with the $2 say, bro, I guess he's talking about you. You sounding concerned about that Roll Tide. I don't know, boy.
Man, stop it, man. We're good, man.
Oh, okay. Oh, Lord, I got Groove on the line. Uh-oh. Groove, hit my line.
You already know we loaded. We stay strapped, Coach.
In the words of Jeezy.
Hey, that boy Caleb Downs gonna play day 1, Coach. I'm telling you. You remember when I told you that?
He a ball player, though. I love him. He a ball player.
Oh,
bro.
yeah. He gonna play day 1 for sure.
Listen, in the words of Jeezy.
Probably start.
The whole car strapped, and I ain't talking seatbelt, Smooth. He understands me. It's gonna go down.
Oh,
Smooth.
yeah.
But listen, brother, let me get off here, man. I'm waiting for Groove. I guess that's Groove calling with the 843 area code. I have no idea. But this is gonna be super interesting, man. And that cane juice biting right now.
Oh yeah, Groove. That's buddy. He from Birmingham, man.
Yeah. I think he lives in Birmingham. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's from one of my homeboys. One of my homeboys know his name, Tay Keith.
Okay.
I think they went to A&M together or something like that. I think they know each other.
All right, but we're gonna find out because Groove been talking about James Coley. So I'm gonna see what's
up with
Coley.
Let's see what Groove talking about. I have heard him before. He be cutting up on here, don't he, Coach?
On Twitter. He be going off on Twitter, boy. I think people see the thing here, Groove a boxing coach now. I don't know, you might want to run up on him now. You might get on that keyboard and Twitter him to death. I don't know, you run up on him, boy. You might catch that 2-piece and a biscuit, no okra. If you know what I'm saying.
All right, Coach. Let's see what that boy Groove talking about. You hold it down, Coach.
All right, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. All right, Groove, hit me on the line, man. Let's go. If not, whoever called in next got it. 843 area code in the building. Has been calling in a lot. I'm not sure if that's Groove or not. But go ahead and give us a call. The lines are open. I'm about to get off here in a few minutes. I told y'all I said I'm going to do an hour. Never happened. There you go. Oh, boy. I got to give him the proper introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you don't know this young man, his name is Big Groove. He is the ultimate Twitter instigator, antagonist. He will make you walk in and kick the dog and push your wife down. He'll make you mad on a glad day. He'll make a Sunday a dark day. If you don't get pissed when you read his tweets, then you ain't no real Hurricane fan. I'm introducing the one, the only, a big groove. Y'all clap it up. All right, so here we go. Groove, we're not going to spoil it now, but remember I called you over the Christmas break, and that's still in motion. When I get off here tonight, I'm going to call your phone.
Yes, sir.
But here we are. Somebody, QB say, Groove about to go off. So guess what, Groove? I'm about to sit back, relax. I'm going to let you do your thing, man. Talk to us.
Oh man, we got some good news, bro. I mean, Ponce out the door. We got one of the dominoes fell so far. I'm ready for Mario to, what I'm saying,
Hold on, Smooth. Groove, you ain't finna just slide past that. So what you mean I thought some good news, like something happened. You talking about Ponce out the door. So tell me, why is that good news? See, this is the kind of stuff Groove be doing, y'all.
I mean, it's good news because you see regression from our quarterbacks, man. We had a quarterback that was in the Heisman talks. First round grade, people bigging him up saying he's gonna be a top 10 pick. Now you don't even hear about TVD. You don't see him on no list. You don't see him, you know what I'm saying? He's an afterthought now. You feel what I'm saying? And that has to do with coaching. It has to do with a scheme that didn't fit him or was not catered towards his strength. And you can tell the lack of communication from the QB coach and the OC, which is the wide receivers coach, ironically, which is crazy. You feel what I'm saying? And you saw that, and the kid suffered for that. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm glad that he got back at App State. You know what I'm saying? Where he belongs, where he thrives at. You know what I'm saying? It's the reason why he ain't got a bigger offer from another, you know what I'm saying, university. I just thought it was just a friend hire. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad he's gone. Hopefully we can get a real QB coach in here like a James Coley or somebody like that. Or we fire Gattis, that trash, get him out the helm so we can get a real OC in and let him be, you know what I'm saying, call the plays and be the QB coach and can coach these guys up. That's going to actually put a system and scheme that fits the QB. You feel what I'm saying? It wasn't a fit. Gattis not a fit and Ponce wasn't a fit. You feel me? So
all right. So listen, I got somebody on here, the true Uncle Lou of the U. I don't know who that is. He said he want to battle. Groove.
Battle, man. These peons don't want it with me when it comes to this, man.
Hold on. Is this what I hear?
Do you want smoke? We want all the smoke.
Is that what I'm hearing?
Man, look, I want smoke with everybody, man. They just better have they stats and facts in check when they come with me.
Well, here it is, Groove. Here it is. I don't know what your time is like. I'm not going to be on long because we got 20 minutes. The true Uncle Lou of the U. I need you to call right now. Nobody else call. You call in, Groove. I'm going to send you the link. I don't have two-way on this thing. We got 15 minutes sparring right now. You like what I did there with the boxing? We finna spar a little bit. We got 15 minutes, right? And I'm coming up with this right now. This segment is called Don't Disturb This Groove. Woo! You like that one?
Yeah, I like that.
All right. Well, how about Crush Groove? Well, I like that one. Crush Groove. You got the crush. I like that better. You got the Crush Groove. So he calling in right now. Hang up, Groove. I'm gonna send you the link on Twitter. All right.
All right.
Is this Uncle Lou to the U?
Yes, sir. This is. You know who this is, Coach, right?
I don't. Talk to me.
It's LJ.
Oh, Lord.
Uncle Lou.
All right. So LJ.
Change my tag.
I see. All right. So here we go. I'm gonna send him the link. I'm gonna moderate this. All right, here we go. Y'all got Coach working over here today, man. That cane juice biting today too. Y'all tripping. Hold on. Let me get to my Twitter, man, so I give Groove the link. Y'all over here tripping. This is gonna be interesting. I want to hear this, boy, because I'm finna sit back and
Yeah.
chill. Y'all too funny. Hold on, I gotta send him the link. Here we go.
Talking about James Coley.
Uh oh. I think it's hey, ain't nothing like the present, dog. Everybody else, I just sent him the link, so he should pop in. If I'd have known it was you, I'd have sent you the link, but I didn't know it was you. Real quick, before we get into this first round bout, it's sponsored by Norman from Hawaii for $12. He says Gattis is a good OC. It's not a good fit. There was a disconnect between Gattis and Ponce. So thank you for sponsoring this first round of the battles, Norman. If anybody like to sponsor, you can do so. You can do so right on Snapchat. I mean, on Snapchat, on Cash App. You can do it on. We just finna have fun with these last 15 minutes, man. You can do so on Cash App, PayPal, or even what is this thing? Super Chat, man. Let's go. Somebody say play the Rocky theme, man. They've been ban me. So I just sent it to Groove on his on his. He don't have to show his face, but I just sent it to him on his Man, what's going on with my mouse, man?
You know me, I don't mind popping in if you want me to.
Oh man, that'd be good. Doggone it. All right, here we go.
I ain't scared to put my face on out here either.
All right. Oh Lord. You on my Twitter?
I'm on your Twitter. Nah,
man, tell him hurry up. What he got?
Hold on. He said hurry up.
You want to rock with me? You
want to rock
with me? You want to rock with me?
Link. I logged in right now.
Hold on, I can't text. I'm on a computer. That's why I say, how you want me to send it to you? What's your Twitter?
Groovy Lou Jr.
Oh Christ!
He a jock. He a jock, man. You feel me?
Hold on.
Real Groove.
Hold up. Groovy Lou.
I'm the real Groove though.
Cut it out, man.
Hold up, man. Both of y'all. Hold up. I'm trying to Groovy Lou.
So cream puff, man.
This gonna be terrible. Groovy Lou. Jesus. Groovy Lou what?
Groovy Lou Jr.
I don't see no
The Lou is L-E-W.
Oh, no wonder. Y'all brothers, boy.
That ain't how you spell Lou.
Oh Lord, I don't
find. That ain't how you spell who?
I can't find you, though. Do me a favor, go on Twitter, DM me, and then I'll deal back with the thing, man. Because y'all got what's going on.
All right, I got you.
Y'all brothers. Oh, this is gonna be interesting,
hurry back,
but I'm gonna set
Lou.
some rules.
Hurry back, Groovy Lou. Hurry back.
This finna get straight. Listen, this finna get straight. This finna get straight messy. So I'm finna hang up the phone line, Groovy Lou. I'm waiting on you.
I already know what he gonna do. I already know how he coming. I already know.
Listen,
I already know how he coming.
Groove, I'm finna set myself up. This finna be a straight. This might go viral. This thing might go viral.
Man, you line, Coach. Hey, Coach, you line them up, I knock them down. Like Floyd Mayweather said, you line them up and I beat them. Line them up, I beat them. They mind ain't sharp enough for me, Coach. They don't know. They go off emotion, not facts. They go off emotion. I go off facts. I go off the current. I'm just saying.
All right, hold on. I gotta open up my Twitter. I gotta get my Twitter open. I know this is gonna be wild. I know it, but I'll take it. No, that's Groovy. I would say Groovy Lou.
Ellen, appreciate the pub, Ellen. Appreciate the pub.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead and check us out at Storm Money.
Matter of fact, while I'm doing that, go ahead and plug that, man, while I'm looking for his stuff. So it ain't just
hey yo, you know my boy A Black. We got our own show called Storm Warning. Go check it out. She just plugged it in the comment section. Me and my boy A Black, you know, we give you that raw and uncut opinion about the Miami Hurricanes. I also do my own little solo thing from time to time called If It Ain't Real, It Ain't Groove. Well, I come out, I say it straight raw, and I try not to associate my guy with it. I don't want no heat to come back on him. So as always, if I said it, I meant it. I don't want to associate what I say with nobody else but my own. You know what I'm saying? So check that out. We have some good special guests on there from the Twitter world, and you know what I'm saying? Hopefully I got somebody that's gonna be coming on within a week or so after they make a college decision. So yeah. So y'all tune in. Check out A Black Thought too. He be doing this thing. You know, he have his sons on, 2 great football players out in Virginia area, man. Shout outs to my brother, A Black. Check us out. Storm Warning. Search us. It's plugged in the comment. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and tell a Kane about us. Thank you.
All right, there it is. So with all that being said, right on time, I just sent the leak. He said, send that thing, coach. And I've been saying, let me take the phone line off. No more calling, cancel the phone lines. We got about 12, 13 minutes to get it in.
He's trying to buy time, coach. He trying to buy time. He ain't want no home. He don't want all the smoke.
I got a timer too. Y'all ain't finna go crazy on me. I got a timer right here. Yeah. Y'all got 2 minutes, and I'm cutting you off. I hit the mute button on you. Let's go.
That's cool. I respect your show, coach. You know, I won't. I ain't gonna get too crazy.
Because we gotta have it. We gotta have it where the dialogue can be heard, points can be made, and it's like a debate, right?
Yep.
We trying to crush Groove up in here.
Yeah, but they ain't gonna be able to crush Groove, man. You can't crush Groove. I'm the grooviest. You feel me?
Show me that sticky move, Groove.
You gotta.
Hey, you know what's funny? I was watching Mike Tyson and Mitch Green earlier today.
Oh yeah,
man.
he beat up Mitch. He did Mitch so bad. He beat him up in the ring and on the street.
But Mitch got a chin, but he was taking some shots. Somebody said, "Why we ain't talking Miami football? We waiting because we finna have a debate about Miami football." And so anyway, I might as well put this out here before he log in. I talked to Groove over the Christmas break, and I said, "Groove, I got something I want to do with you." I didn't even really tell you, but I'm telling you now. It's really what's happening right now is really what I want to do. I want to bring it on. I'm not sure how often, but I want to bring it on. And I was thinking of a name, it just hit me. I said, "Don't disturb this groove from the song," but now I think we want to call it Crush Groove because you're gonna be the champion, right? You the standing champion of trash talking, and they got to come crush you, Groove. They got to come crush you. So I'm waiting on him to log in. I sent him the link. I don't know where he at,
man. These dudes don't want no smoke for real, man. These dudes do not want to talk Miami football. They want to just go off their emotions and what they hear, say, and see, say. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to talk the real. They just want to talk what they want to believe in their minds. You feel me? They don't take it for what it is and build on nothing. They just want to go with the masses. I heard this person say that, so that's got to be true. Oh, yeah, this is a good coach. Oh, yeah, this is a good coach because such and such said so. Nah, man, Groove don't work like that. Groove going to do his analyst and give you a raw, uncut opinion about it, good or bad. You feel me? But a lot of guys don't rock like that, Coach A. You rock like that, though. Sometimes they be getting upset with you. You feel me?
Oh, yeah, they get upset.
But it's only for the real, though.
I'm waiting on him. I'm waiting on him. I sent him the link. I sent him the invitation. There you go.
I win by default. I'll be about to be 1-0.
No, sir.
Okay, about time. What's happening? What's up, brother?
Hey, I had to get my technical difficulties together.
No, you had to put a t-shirt on. You probably had a wife beat on.
You already know. You already know. You already know.
What's up, though, brother? How you doing, man?
What's good with you, man?
All right, y'all getting loved up. Y'all ready to hug each other?
Oh, we got to bump fists before we get started. Fist, you know what I'm saying? Neutral corners now.
There it is. All right, here this gonna go. And I'm making this up off the whim. So the chat don't kill me. I ain't put no thought into it, but I say, hey, here's an opportunity. Let's take it. I'm not gonna sit and wait. I'm not worried about the optics. I'm not worried about none of that stuff. I'm not worried about anybody's feelings getting hurt. I only got one simple rule. Well, two. Got two rules. One is let the other person finish their point. I think it's fair. And two, no cursing. Because we got kids watch the show. You understand me?
Say no more.
Okay. Gotcha.
And I'm going to tell you, that's it. Them the two rules I have. And I got a 2-minute timer right here on me. Yeah, digs me. Y'all see it down there. So let's get this thing in. I need to agree or disagree. That's all I need from both of y'all. Agree or disagree. Ready? Groove, agree or disagree, Josh Gattis needs to be fired.
Agree. He needs to be out the door ASAP.
All right. LJ, agree or disagree?
Agree. He should have been gone.
All right. Well, we can't argue that. Frank Ponce need to be fired. Agree or disagree?
Should be gone out the door. He should have. He should have been. They need to be together.
I disagree. He should have stayed. They should have kept.
All right. Here we go. Here we go. Hold up. Don DeMarco. The challenger goes first. Challenger, you go first. You get to state why. Groove, you get to dispute it. Challenger, you get to rebut it. You got 2 minutes, LJ. Get it in.
So the reason why I said he shouldn't have been fired, he should have stayed, is because they run the same type of offense. But if you look at his offense when he was the OC for Appalachian State, before he got to us, his offense is a more vertical, pass-friendly offense than Gattis' offense is. Gattis tries to run a power spread, BS. Ponce run a vertical combination route style of an offense or whatever. And I feel like that offense will cater more to the players that we had and we have. You could do Ponce, and he actually implements getting the ball to the playmakers right now. He mixes run and pass in with it. He gets the ball down the middle to the tight end, but most importantly, he goes vertically down the field. I'm tired of all of this power run spread, crossing routes combination. No, Ponce would have been. I would have got rid of Gattis and just made Ponce the full OC and the quarterback coach, because that's what usually how I be anyway with coaches. All this offensive coordinator, quarterback coach usually be the OC nowadays. So yeah, Ponce should have stayed. We should have kept Ponce. Point blank.
All right. All right. So here's the question. Yes, Ponce was not technically fired. Yes, I understand. Y'all be killing me with the semantics. Okay, he found a new job. Cool. All right, if that makes y'all sense. Because if they wanted him, they would have fought to keep him. That's how I look at it. I'm just eating up these last 20 seconds you got. If Coach Cristobal knew he was worth his salt, this is how I look at it. I guarantee he could have made more there, even though he was not maybe the play caller, but his upward mobility probably moves faster being the OC at Miami than being the OC at App State. Can he get a head coach job? Possibly move up to maybe a lower tier head coach job from that? Yes. But if you're the quarterback coach, you may get an OC job at a bigger school, so forth and so on. Let's go, dog. Your rebuttal. I need some fire.
Okay. So this is the deal. All right. The job of the QB coach is to relay the information from the offensive coordinator to the QB for what the game plan, what they want to be done, right? Okay. So it showed that Gattis and Ponce did a horrible job of communicating. And you can tell that Ponce did a terrible job of communicating what the OC wanted to do with the game planning. So that is totally on the QB coach. You feel what I'm saying? There's no reason why TVD, you had 3 quarterbacks. You had 2 quarterbacks that looked good last year, 2021 under Rhett Lashley. You feel what I'm saying? You had TVD and you had Jake Garcia. Both of them looked really good before De'Aaron King got hurt. Both of them was battling for the second position. Both of them got in. Both of them performed well. 2022 comes. Ponce. Regression. You feel what I'm saying? It's all its own Ponce to pass down the information and coach up the players to do what the OC wants them to do. Now, if it was some issues with Gattis that was not communicating with him what he wanted him to do, that's on the coach to figure out a way to get it done so they can coach the players to their best ability so they can perform. You feel what I'm saying? So he failed to do that, and then so he has to go because if you don't make it your just due to say, hey, coach, we're not on the same page. What can we do to make this right? Because our quarterbacks are suffering right now. You feel what I'm saying? And if that doesn't help, you go to the higher man in charge, which is Mario. And I fault Mario for them not being on the same page because he's the head coach. And he has to make sure that they're on the same page so this team, this offense can prosper. And we seen when we went 9, 10 quarters without scoring a touchdown that the quarterbacks was lost. You feel what I'm saying? There was no contact.
I got something. Oh, let me second round.
I was rolled.
Well, you got 2 minutes. Y'all will figure it out. Here we go, LJ. Your rebuttal, my brother. I'll get it on.
So you talking about it's up to the quarter. You put that on the quarterback coaches because the players ain't know what they're doing. How about the person that's structuralizing the play, Gattis? He's calling reverses to receivers that has never ran reverses in high school. He didn't even do the research to look at these players, his personnel. He don't even know his personnel as the OC. That's not on the quarterback coach. How you gonna put the blame on the quarterback coach? In my eyes, a quarterback coach, the only thing a quarterback coach does is he gets the players ready and translate the information from the OC, but the quarterback coach works on the quarterback's technique. And from my eye, all the quarterback technique looked good, from the handoff cadence and everything that he applied to them quarterbacks. And those quarterbacks, the same quarterbacks that regressed, those quarterbacks was put in a bad situation. Them quarterbacks had time to throw. They just wasn't making the throws. That ain't on how that's on the quarterback coach. That's on the OC for calling the BS play. So 80% of them plays that Gattis was calling did not make sense, bro. Romello Brunson should not be getting reverses. You should not be calling flea flickers in the middle of the season. You say that to the end of the year. Why is the OC calling these type of plays this early in the season and then keep calling the play? Then I say, okay, all right, you want a dual threat quarterback or whatever. You take the third string quarterback, Ja'Cory Brown, and you start running. Once you see a glimpse of him getting yards and success, you OD and run the same thing over and over. You don't even switch it up. You didn't have no red zone plays. The OC is the OC fault, not the quarterback coach fault. I blame Gattis. I don't blame Ponce. If anybody's to blame, it's Gattis, man, because he is calling these bum plays that didn't work. We didn't score in how many quarters?
I definitely agree.
Hold on. I gotta set the timer.
Okay.
Get him.
I agree with you with Gattis. We both agree that Gattis is poo-poo. We both agree on that. All right. That's we know that. But what you're failing to realize is it's still the quarterback coach's job to translate the information to his players. You still can coach up your players for them to perform at their best abilities, and they didn't. It's his job to make sure that TVD knows, hey, when you see this type of defense, this should be your reads. They work on this. This is what you work on as a position coach. You feel what I'm saying? It's if like me, I play college running back. My running back coach was if they flash here, if this linebacker walk up to the line, this is your hot man. If this guy show, this is your hot man. You feel what I'm saying? And if my coach failed to translate that to me, it means in practice, Sunday through Thursday, that's on my coach for not relaying that information. You feel what I'm saying? So as a quarterback coach, you already know that there's some type of turmoil going on between you and the OC. So you should have made it your just due to get extra time in with your guys. That's what you're not understanding, bro. He's getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars. You feel what I'm saying? And it's a reason why Mario did not fight to keep him. It's a reason. It's a reason. The writing's on the wall. It's no reason. So let me ask you a question. Did the quarterbacks look better last year under Lashley? Yes or no?
Yes. Because he had full control.
So why did they look so terrible this year?
Because he had two people.
Because Ja'Cory Brown looked unprepared. He looked unprepared. TVD looked unprepared.
I'm gonna wait till my 2 minutes.
Looked unprepared.
I'm gonna wait till my 2. You ready? You ready?
Go ahead.
Look, real quick before you go, I just put a poll in the chat, so you can put up there who win it. Is it LJ or is it Big Groove? We are in Crush the Groove battle. So go ahead, my brother.
So you said the quarterback.
Round 3.
So you said the quarterbacks look unprepared or whatever, and it's all the blame is going on the quarterback coach. He didn't fight for the Mario. First of all, Mario Cristobal wouldn't know talent if it slapped him in the face. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't know his personnel.
Say that again.
If it slapped him in his face. He don't even know how to recognize talent all the way yet. He's a great recruiter. He's a great recruiter, CEO of teams that know how to make money and know how to brand and know how to sell. He know how to sell to the players. But as far as coaching and recognizing talent, he wouldn't even recognize it if it slapped him in his face. So now we're gonna break down all these quarterbacks or whatever. Ja'Cory Brown, if you would have did your film study on him, then you would have know that he is inaccurate and he needs more time. But his legs is dynamic. Jake Garcia is not a dual threat quarterback. We saw that with Lashley the year before when Lashley gave him a read option play and he broke and got hurt. His body is not ready for him to be no read option. So you should sit him and let him make decisions from the pocket. He did not have time. So that's on the quarterback coach because they don't do good. I think Ponce relayed the information to them. They just didn't make the play. How that's on the quarterback coach when they don't make the play? Okay, now we're gonna talk about the Heisman Trophy TVD, who was on everybody's cereal cartons. Hey, man, look, I've seen a lot of plays out there. This man dropped back, had time, and just was throwing duds. How that's on Ponce if this man throwing duds? He had the information. He made the checks. He made sure this guy went in motion. He made sure that the spread spread it out evenly. Everybody was aligned. How that's on Ponce if he go out there and throw a dud or throw a pick? That's not on the quarterback coach. That's on the player. That's not on the player. I mean, that's not on the Ponce. Like them quarterbacks got the information, and Gattis just called some BS plays. That's it.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
Bottom of the third, Groove.
Okay, so what's the point of having coaches there? So what's the point of having a quarterback coach there? So what is the point?
It's too many elephants in the room. It's too many elephants in the room. It's too many elephants in the room. It should be one.
If the coach served no purpose, if the coach served no purpose, the position coach, why do we have him? Because you said Ja'Cory Brown would needed to work on this throwing. That's the point of a QB coach. That's the point. Why do you think these guys go to Madden passing camps? Why do you think these college guys right now, they go in the summertime, they working with personal coaches, quarterback coaches? Why do you think they doing that? Because the coach is honing their skills. He didn't hone their skills. Ja'Cory Brown should have been way better long throwing the ball this year. If he was with Rhett Lashley, he would have been different. And I guarantee you, if you get James Coley in here, he would be a lot better. You can get T. Martin in here; he would be a lot better. Name me something that Frank Ponce did. You talking about App State? What has besides beating up their foes that they beat? What is it? Name me two players that Ponce developed. Name me two players right now.
That Ponce developed?
Yes.
What Clemson backup quarterback was to Trevor Lawrence?
What's his name?
I don't know his name, but he did good. He did good. He did good last year. He did good last year.
What'd he do?
Oh, Chase, whatever his name is.
What'd he do?
Mr. Chase played good.
What did he do? What give me some stats.
Appalachian State did better than us. That's all I know.
That ain't answering my question, bro.
I can't give you stats off the head because I'm a Miami fan. I'm not an Appalachian State.
But I can tell you who James Coley developed. I can tell you that Rhett Lashley developed TVD that was number 3 on the depth chart last year that came in when Derek King got hurt out the blue and led him to being a Heisman Trophy contender and a first-round draft pick grade. Like, what are we talking about right now?
What did Gattis do?
Hold up. That's it. Round 5, y'all gonna have at it. I don't care. Round 5, round 4. Let's go. Your turn. If you spend your time asking questions, Groove, that's on you. Go ahead, bro.
So you said what has Ponce did? First of all, who cares about Lashley? You keep bringing up Lashley. Hey, you stuck in the past, bro. We're talking about Gattis. What did Gattis do? If I compare Gattis, if I compare Gattis to Ponce, then I got you, bro. If you want to bring up Lashley, then okay, you want to bring up Lashley because of course he did good last year, whatever. But we're talking about present. We're talking about A coach that's the OC, and we talking about a coach that's the quarterback coach that should have been the OC. That's what we talking about here. You feel what I'm saying? That's how I've been saying this. If you look at, I'm with Kane's World Order with Lonzo 1219. If you go and check all our old footage, whatever, I've been saying it from the beginning that I don't like this Gattis. I don't know if he know what he's doing. It's been looking shaky all spring, summer, and fall. I said, look, man, I know who Ponce is because Ponce's brother coached me. Coach Coley coached. He coached me in high school, so I know what you're talking about. But to say that, oh, Coach Coley was here, that Ja'Cory Brown would have been throwing better, I don't believe that, man. I just believe Ja'Cory Brown just need 2 years to get it right. That man came from Lowndes high school. That man ain't going to no Peyton Manning camp or no quarterback camps like that. Ja'Cory Brown ain't been doing that, man. Ja'Cory Brown came from Lowndes, bro. I knew I projected him when I looked at him as a prospect. I knew for a fact that when we was getting him, that look, he's like a wild stallion. But he's gonna have to get his accuracy down. It's gonna take I've been said it's gonna take Ja'Cory Brown 2 years to get his accuracy. It don't matter who his coach is. I don't care who the coach is. You ain't gonna make that man throw better because you're a good coach. That ain't we giving these guys too much credit, bro. We giving them too much credit. I don't care who you bring up. They ain't making that boy better in a year. It's gonna take that boy at least 2 years to get his shit together. I mean, sorry about that. His stuff together. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so time up. Okay, got you. All right.
Hey, hold on. Go ahead, Groove. You got it.
Okay, so you keep saying that it's gonna take him this and that amount of time to get his throwing. It's gonna take a QB coach to get those skills to where they need to be. That's what you're failing to realize, bro. He's not going to get there on his own because he needs somebody to guide him. You don't just go to your job, a new job, and they just put you there and don't give you a trainer. Somebody's the designated trainer of that position. You just don't do that. You just don't go to a job and know what to do. Somebody train you for that system. That's what's Ponce's job. His job was to communicate with the OC. What does he want to do? Well, how do you want this offense to run? Okay, let me take you back to the QB room. Hey, Ja'Cory, this is what we got. Okay, we did study film. We know we went through spring. We know Ja'Cory has an issue with this. Okay, let me work on that. Let me work. If I know a running back got problem with reading blocks and blocking, I'm gonna work on that. He ain't got to worry about him scrambling because he does that naturally, but he needs to work on his accuracy. So I need to do in my individual drills, I need to have some type of accuracy type of throwing doggone drills so he can get better. So that's what we're working on with Ja'Cory. Okay, Jake Garcia, he's accurate. We need to work on his long ball. So we're gonna do more deep throw balls with him. TVD, he got the whole package. We just got to work on him with being consistent. That's what a QB coach does. And you can see that Ponce did not do that. Because when they got on the field, they like this. They don't know. You know what I'm saying? You can tell that Ponce is telling him to do one thing, and Josh Gattis is telling him to do something. So that means that the two guys that should be on the same page are not on the same page. So that falls on them, and that's why both of them needs to be out the University of Miami. That's why both of them need to be gone, because they didn't work hand to hand. They didn't act like two guys that's getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, and Gattis is getting paid millions of dollars to make this thing work, and they couldn't come together and get the job done. And you seen us go 10 quarters without scoring touchdowns.
It's too many.
All right, hold up, done. We at the top of the fifth. I'm giving y'all 4 minutes. Ain't no interruption. Y'all go back and forth. They call this the bare knuckle fifth round. I'm giving you 4 minutes. You get it off right now, LJ.
It's on you, big dog.
Hold up. You up 51%, LJ. Big Groove, 49%. It's almost there. It's too close to call at this point. Holla. How do y'all think? Y'all got 4 minutes.
Okay. So you said that I'm saying exactly what you're saying because it's up to the quarterback coach to do that, right? If I was on a job and I was the third string quarterback or whatever, first of all, I'm not getting all the reps and practice and stuff. And the quarterback coach doesn't have time to help me figure out how to throw when I got two other potentially starting quarterbacks ahead of me. So that means you already came in the game as a work in progress, bro. You're the third string quarterback. Why am I focusing on teaching you how to throw when I got two other guys? I got a first round NFL projected starting quarterback who already supposed to know these things or whatever. Then I got a backup. I got a guy who's behind him who could also be the starter, who taking all the reps. So how do I have time to teach a third string guy this or whatever? Okay, he not relaying information with it. I still feel like we should limit these coaches, all this co-coach. If you're the D coordinator, it should be a D coordinator. And yeah, we have one position coach, but we have two position coach. It's too many elephants in the room. That's why they're getting confused. That's why they're not. One coach is telling him this, the other coach is telling him that. Ponce is probably telling Ja'Cory and all the quarterbacks, well, throw it this way because your strengths are this. But Gattis is like, no, he's stubborn. This is my offense. I call my plays. I want you to do it like that. Well, Gattis wants you to do it like that, so we got to do it like that. But the quarterback coach sees that, well, he could do it like this and still be successful, whatever, but the OC wants the play to be ran the way he wanted to be ran. So how did that fall on the quarterback coach? How does that fall on the quarterback coach, bro? And that's the third string quarterback. I'm going to say that one more time. This is the third string quarterback we talking about. He's already a project. We know he's a project. He's a project, bro.
3, 2, and 1. All right. So the reason why you make time to get your third string quarterback ready is because injuries happen in football. So when injuries happen, people have to go in that you don't think is supposed to go in. And you seen Ja'Cory, he played. Nobody thought TVD was going to get hurt. So that's why it's the QB coach's job to make sure that his first, second, and third string quarterback is ready to play football at all times. My coach always told me, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And Ponce was supposed to make sure those guys stayed ready just in case injuries happen. And it happened this year. And you can tell that he was unprepared. That's what I'm trying to get you to see. I agree with Gattis, but if Gattis wants it one way, that's his superior, and it's his job to adapt his coaching style to fit what the head guy wants, which is Gattis as the OC. So he has to translate what Gattis wants to his QBs to the best of his abilities. And if he has issues with that, it's his job as the QB coach to go back to the OC and ask him, hey, I'm having confusion on what you're asking. Come to our position group and show them yourself what you're talking about. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to get you to see. You have to get everybody prepared, bro. You seen last year or this year, how many running backs we had go out? 3. And it was their job for the next man up, right?
You're right.
They had to be ready. It's the coach's job to make sure his first, second, third, and fourth string guys know what to do. So when that number called, they can go out and play. And Gattis and Ponce failed to do that along with Gattis because the wide receivers didn't perform well at all.
Yes, they did.
They didn't perform well at all, bro.
We could debate that in the next round.
I said what I had.
But one thing about
hold up. That's it. That's ball game. That's 5 rounds. As of right now, Big Groove 52%, LJ 48% with a total of 73 votes. Y'all clap it up for Big Groove in the building.
Hey, you got me at the end. You took it at the end. Quarterback ain't running back. Quarterback is not running back.
Man, I like you, man. Hey, follow me on Twitter, man. You good dude, man.
I got you, man. I got you.
It's Storm Groove. Storm Groove.
Listen, I love it. We're going to do more of this. This was impromptu. I know that Flo and them boys on right now. Y'all go jump in over there. I'm going to wrap this show up. We're going to have it more organized. But guess what, fella? I have to be honest with you. I couldn't ask for better on a last-minute deal. You know, like I say, it was a great dialogue. Y'all were going back and forth. Y'all were breaking points back and forth. I enjoyed it. I think the fans loved it. We're going to do some more stuff like this coming up. And Groove, I think we got a segment, dog. It's called Crush Groove.
Yes,
we had to go to
yes, sir, brother. Appreciate you, Coach Hayes.
And the loser got to stick that chin out just a little bit. No, don't go nowhere.
Don't go nowhere.
Come on here. Stick that head out there. Come on, LJ. Come on. LJ. Nah, he can't leave here. Coach got to get that.
Oh, there you
Stick
go.
that. You don't want the press. Stick that chin out just a little bit, LJ. Come on, come on, man. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. But like I say, it was great. I don't know if he's getting some phone calls or whatever. But listen, I think that was fun. We're going to do that. We're going to create some more topics, whatever the case may be. Groove, I had you come on. I don't know whoever it is that's going to come on that I see that say they want to come on and battle. We'll talk off air. We'll set up the date and time. You know, what's good for everybody. But this was actually fun. This is what I kind of envisioned. And thank you to both of y'all for pulling it off at the last second, man. Like I said, I was in here drowned. I think I had 3 calls all night. So I think people tired of hearing Coach Hayes talk. So we're going to make it happen. But with all that being said, I appreciate y'all. Oh, that boy done dipped on us, man. That boy. Oh, man. Oh, hey. Oh, there you go. He
there
back.
You go. All right, there you go. You go ahead and get it. You go ahead and get it.
All right, LJ, go on and stick that chin. I need to stick. Go on and stick it. You lost one, man.
Hey, Coach, let me get one.
Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, slap.
Yeah.
That's what all about, man. It's good fun. Guess what? If you lose, you got to get that cheek slap. You understand what I'm saying? So, with all that being said, we're going to have fun with the LJ, man. Thank you for popping on, man.
Appreciate
it. Is what it is. Oh, hello. It say Flo ain't on yet? Nah, but we done with it, man.
Hey, man. We really can go another round for real about the receivers, though.
Hey, but y'all messed up that. Hold on. Let me tell you the truth. Y'all messed up that last round. You know that, right?
Wow.
That last round was free for all. I just said 4 minutes.
Oh, yeah, you did say that. You did say
Y'all could have went back and forth, interrupted. I didn't care.
Oh, yeah. It's all good.
It's all good.
But, man, like I said, I'm going to take my victory. You know what I'm saying? Got my first. I'm 1-0. 1-0 right now. You know what I'm saying? But, like I said, appreciate Coach Hayes for you know, allowing me to come on this platform, man. Great show, man. He, you know, good guy. And I appreciate Lou too, man. Groovy Lou, little brother, little Groove.
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I'm saying? Little Groove, man. You know, hey, I appreciate you battling me, man. You're respectful, man. Make sure you follow me on Twitter too, and I'll follow you back. I'm at Storm Groove. Everybody in the chat, if you don't follow me on Twitter. Is at Storm Groove. Also, again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to Storm Warning. Me and my boy A Black, man, give you some raw uncut Kane's content. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the channel. It's Storm Warning, man. And again, like I said, thank you, Coach Hayes. And I know you got to, you know what I'm saying, trying to get up off this thing, man.
Nah, I'm having fun. They say Flo ain't doing this thing tonight, man.
Hey, man. Hey, we could do a quick.
It's over with, man. I'll take my victory.
Okay.
It's over with.
He says it's over with. He's gonna take his victory.
I'm taking my victory.
Coach Hayes, look like Coach Hayes. You look like you got you another fire record right now. This is fire right here, Coach. I gotta give it to you now, Coach. Now,
I called you over the break, didn't I, Groove? Over the Christmas.
Yeah, we did. You called me.
I think I told you that too, LJ.
You did.
I was like, man, I'm gonna do this. I just been so busy. Just so happened you popped on, Groove, and I said, hey, man, and I wasn't gonna even do it tonight, but I'm like, when I found out it was you, because I didn't know who the Lou to the U, whoever it was. I didn't know who it was.
The same dude from the last time?
No, his name on there is the true Lou to the Uncle Lou to the U?
Yeah, the true Uncle Lou of the U.
First guy that everybody wanted to battle.
No, that's not him. No. Yes, and that's what sparked that. The first guy was like, I want to battle him, Coach. So I can't remember who that is. I can go back through one of them shows and find it. But I can't battle him. But right there, producer put y'all Twitter accounts in there. Appreciate that, Ellen. She put y'all Twitter accounts in there for Groove. You can put LJ's in there as well if you can find it. But man, that was fun, bro. That was fun. We're gonna find yeah, you can type it in there.
Let me shout you out, Coach, man. Appreciate Coach Hayes, for letting me come on and battle the winner right now, Big Groove. I gotta call him Big Groove because he beat me, fair square. I ain't no sore loser, you know what I'm saying? He got me on this one or whatever. But yeah, man, y'all want to check me out, man. Y'all come on Kane's World Order and subscribe to me and Zoe page or whatever. And we just be dropping that real, man. We ain't no fabrication, ain't no sugarcoating. It's straight real facts. And we ain't hating on nobody, and we ain't tolerating y'all hating on these kids and bashing these kids, athletes at the U, because we tied in with them and they ain't trash. The coach is trash.
Exactly. And I agree with you on that, my brother. Yeah. Yes.
So,
but, hey, man, we got to do it. Hey, just let me know when we're going to do it, Coach Hayes.
I'm going to call you right after the show. I'm going to call you, Gru. I'm going to call you right after this. I'm going to call you right after this, man. But LJ, man, I appreciate it, man. I hate saying goodbye. I hate that because that's why my endings suck. I don't just be like, all right, y'all, holla at y'all later. You know what I mean? But because I enjoy being on here, but I know I have to go. I got a lot of things to do, man. Got to be to work tomorrow, man. But like I say, I appreciate it. We're going to start keeping score, stuff like that. I'm going to try and graphic it up and all that good stuff. Get your intro. I got some work to do, dog. I got some work to do.
It's all good, man. We got to take our time.
Make it happen.
Ain't going nowhere.
We're going to make it happen, man. But, guys, I appreciate y'all as always. I'm going to dip straight up out of here. Hey, as always, Coach Hayes will catch you at the 50-yard line. Peace.
Oh.
Okay. That boy say, ha, 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 ha.